the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Come on out, 1965, them boys were called upon. Some fist-fighting cowboys in them jungles of Vietnam. I'm an airborne man, baby. Drop me anywhere you please. Yeah, I'm one mean motherfucker. Don't you never double-cross me. 19 years old, doing the bidding for Uncle Sam. Desert boots strapped on my feet, machine gun in my head. I'm an airborne man, baby. Drop me anywhere you please. Y'all, I'm one mean motherfucker. Don't you never double cross me. Yeah, come on now. Strapped across my vest, 800 more, and I'm gonna pluck one in your chest. I'm an airborne man, baby. Drop me anywhere you please. Y'all, I'm one mean motherfucker. Don't you never double cross me. Oh, 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 yeah, I'm a mean motherfucker. Don't you never. I'm a mean motherfucker. Don't you never. I'm a mean motherfucker. So don't you never double cross me.
Wear a condom. We're in Fayetteville. No one gets STDs here.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Hey, everybody, we here.
Hello.
What's up, everybody? I'm glad.
Everybody.
I'm glad you guys are all here. Fucking Lance is like, if I have to do one more fucking OSHA training video, I'm gonna lose my mind. We'll get it. We'll talk about that here in a second. We'll talk about that here in just a second.
Yeah, 'cause you've got news.
I do got news. So hey, everybody, welcome to Smoke Pit. Hold on a second. I know why. Hold on.
Oh, you have your hearing aid.
I have my. I was like, things. It just sounds like I'm in a fucking metal can, and I have really nice headphones and a really expensive mic. It should not sound shitty, but it did. What's up, Sports Bar? What's going on? Oh, Rich is here. Everyone's here, man. They're just chilling out.
Everyone.
Hey, I was trying to reply to you earlier, Rich, and I don't know if it was going through or not. Because my restream's kind of fucked up. I actually was. I'm due for an update on this stuff, and I was gonna do it, and it said it took like too long, so I have to do an update on all my shit. So anyway, we're here. What's going on? We have a guest tonight.
We do have a guest.
Holy shit! I medium M. Because I
did more research on her.
You did do lots of research, and then you emailed me. You sent me all those links. And
yes, I had my actual day off.
I know, it was great. But so I went to put them in like in the description, and the links from Messenger into there were like super long and didn't go to the right places. So I didn't put them in there. So I got to figure out I'm going to go while you're going to do the majority of the interview, right? And so I will, when you guys are doing that, I'll post the links to her stuff. Brandi's her name, and she will be here in the second hour. She is an Air Force veteran, and she's a pinup, and she's got her own podcast. She's got a bunch of cool stuff, and we'll talk about hopefully all of it when she's on here in a little bit. So
I'm very excited.
So, well, I'll break with my news since we started this last week, and Lance brought it up already. OSHA training. So, I got shit canned for my job because I'm a piece of shit apparently.
I don't think it's because of that, but
well,
okay,
hold the phone. Because when we had spoke last, they'd said we're cut, your funding's gone, whatever. And they said words about not being when I had my meeting with HR, and I should have recorded it. I'm going to start off by saying that I should have recorded it because they told me I was going to get my vacation time as compensation and right. Well, so then they said I wasn't going to get it because the government wouldn't pay it, and I was like, yeah, they do. And so, I showed them where they did. And then they said, no, you're not going to get it because you're terminated. So I was talking to my BLM partners and my federal partners, right, about trying to shut the program down. Mm-hmm. And I get this cryptic email like on Thursday from HR saying your position was terminated as of Wednesday. You are not authorized to speak on our behalf. Please discontinue all correspondence with the federals, with the Bureau of Land Management, I was like, what? Like, you literally told me to do that. I'm doing what you instructed me to do. And I was like, so I sent another email back, and I was like, so hey, just quick question: if I was terminated on Wednesday, am I going to get compensated for the hours I've been here so far this week since yesterday morning? Am I going to get my vacation that we discussed? Am I going to am I supposed to be at work tomorrow? This was Thursday afternoon. Am I supposed to come in tomorrow? Right. So instead of responding to that email, they just shut my email off. They just turned my whole, they just changed, I don't know, my credentials. So I couldn't log into my email.
Wow.
Yep. So I still had keys and stuff. So I went in Friday morning, turned my keys and stuff in, and said, bye, see ya.
Yeah.
So,
peace.
Yep. So they're going to have a whole lot of work to do to shut that program down.
Well,
Because I don't know if everything
that's
done
what
anything for the federal government, but they have to inventory all the stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then they have to
You
do.
were offering to work through the weekend
Yep.
to go ahead and shut everything down.
Yep. I was going to work through the weekend at least, or I was actually hoping to stay on like 2 more weeks and do everything the right way. And they said, nope, we got it. So yeah, fuck them. Kind of, you know what I mean? And then so
Yeah.
I was like, well, what about my 120 hours vacation time that I've got?
Mhm.
And because I had 115 hours, and I should have accrued another 6.3 or whatever. We get like 6.3 a month or whatever.
Mhm.
And I don't know anything about. Allegedly, I'm not going to get paid for that. They said that I was fired with cause. I was terminated with cause, and I was ineffective or some shit. And I was like, oh wow, this is all new.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
So, so I told you about the weed thing. I talked to my buddy, and I went over last weekend and toured the facility and stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, I really need someone who's not a stoner to help out with this." I'm like, "Tight, yeah, I'm in it. Let's do it."
Awesome.
So, yeah. So I sent him all my shit. It's a paid cut. But it's also, you have to appeal this. I thought about that, and it's just kind of. I don't really. I mean, I have some emails back and forth that obviously, if I would have been fired, that they wouldn't have sent me those emails. But
now you don't even have access to that email.
I do. I have
Take it off.
screenshots.
Oh,
Like,
good
kidding
for
me?
you.
You kidding me? That's the first thing I do is take screenshots. But I mean, it's kind of one of those things. Like, I mean, it's like maybe 2,500, $3,000, and it's also the federal. It's also the state. It's government. You know what I mean? So like, what I don't know if the Department of Labor can really do anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of like, it's a lot of time and effort, and my wife and I have talked about it, and it's kind of like, is it worth it?
I think you have to gauge if it was a large enough monetary amount, yeah. But is it going to be worse stress wise? I mean, is it
Well, and
worth it?
stress
It's
and missing,
out.
I'm gonna have to miss work at my new place and all this other stuff. Like, is it
If it's only for like $3,000, then I mean, is it worth it in the end?
right? And they are covering something up, and I don't know what it is. I think if I knew what it was, then I would maybe have a better about he said fuck the money, it's about the principle. It absolutely is. It absolutely
Yeah.
is. But here's the thing is, I don't know how much evidence I really have to like bring to bear. You know what I mean? And I feel like it makes me look shitty.
Well, if they're saying you were terminated with cause, it sounds to me like that's how they brought up the ability to close down
I think
the
so.
whole area.
I think so.
Is to blame it on you. It's to say, oh, well, the person we had running it was shit and it's not worth it. And so then I would for sure, I'd be like, no, fuck all y'all.
Right.
Somebody's getting shit for trying to pull some bull crap.
I think the biggest thing to me right now is that program. So I quick recap. So it's a veteran to work program, and it was funded by the Bureau of Land Management. And in 2014, I found it, and it helped me get a good job. It helped me kind of get back on my feet. And I was in a pretty bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
And so it really kind of saved my bacon at that point, and I did the program for 6 months. I found a good job and moved on. And when I was kind of in a way again, and my buddy, the guy who was running at the time was the same guy who was running it when I was there.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, hey, I can't do this gig anymore. Can you, you're responsible. You're a good dude. Can you take it over? And so I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of tried to navigate the political channels on it, and I did fine. I enjoyed it. I don't know. I didn't navigate the politics the best. They don't want to do inventory. They want to keep the federally purchased equipment for their own programs. I know that's a big part of it. They absolutely do. 100% do.
Yeah, they don't want to turn anything back in or over to somebody. They want to hold on to it.
They want to hold on. There's a brand new dump trailer. There's a bunch of chainsaws. There's other equipment, and they want to keep all of it. I know that's a big part of it. They also, I think, wanted to keep the funding to use for other projects.
Yeah.
But that's not how that funding works. You know what I mean? And
you don't get to reallocate it just wherever the fuck you want.
Right. And the way that program worked, the way the federal funding for that specific attitude that worked is I had to spend the money and the feds would reimburse it. So it's done. They can't just go, and now that the feds know they're shutting it down, they really can't touch that except for to pay our final wages and be done with it. So, yeah, it's whatever. It really is. It just turns into like a pissing match over some chainsaws and a dump trailer. Like in the scheme of things, in a place with a fucking $15 million budget a year to fight over fucking 11,000.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid.
Right. See all the shit I uncovered at the Veteran Association of Bristol County. I got a hero award and show on the door. Yep. And I think that's part of it too. Like here, they just want to. It's an election year. They want the person that was really pushing for it. It's been kind of a pain in her side for a while because politically it's not hers, it's somebody else's. And I think that was a big part of it. So I don't know. It's all fucking muddy and shitty politics. And I don't know that I want to fucking get into it.
Well, I'm glad you got the other job because I know you were really kind of amping for that.
I was really excited for it, and I really am excited for it. And like, I really don't know shit about weed. I really don't, compared to what a lot of people.
I don't either.
And so I've been like, but the thing that's really appealing to me, one is I know that it's not a super high stress environment, right? I know it's not. I'm not gonna have to fucking deal with shit. I'm not gonna have to fucking fight with people over every decision I make. Two, I'm kind of starting a little bit better than others. Well, my buddy runs the joint. Like, let's be honest. That's the reason I'm getting the fucking job. But he needs somebody who's not a fucking stoner to be like, I'm going to be in charge of spraying and feeding and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And
so
not
like,
just being high.
Yeah. So it's like, it's the fertilizer aspect. It's the, pesticide aspect. It's the herbicide. I'm going to be like that dude. Be the chemical dude. So, which is fine. So I spent the last 3 days doing, OSHA videos and intake videos, that kind of stuff. And then I'm getting certified as a commercial sprayer in South Dakota. Cool. So I was taking the class to do that. So I spent 8 hours a day for the last 3 days, like watching fucking just ridiculous PowerPoints because it's a distance learning class. Holy shit. Oh.
Did you feel like you were in a 3-hour block?
Yep. They try to make it fun though, like, what would you like to know? Because I may know a couple experts. Have you ever seen the movie Idiocracy?
Yes.
So
time ago.
Like the stuff they spray on the plants is called Brondo.
Well, I don't know that.
Okay, but yeah, it's what plants crave, and so So I one of the chemical that they were training us on for the test was called Brondo. So it was kind of fun. Okay. Yeah. Anyway,
you're like, hey, I know what that is.
I know what that is. So plants crave. It's got electrolytes. Radar working at a wee farm could be a South Park episode, right? Yeah, because it's got electrolytes, Patrick. That's right. It's what plants crave. So it was kind of fun. I mean, they try to make it fun, but you can only make like MSDS sheets and all that shit exciting for 20 minutes, and then after that it's but it's it's a government, so they got to make it right, and so and it like and marijuana being newly legal here, it's only medicinal in South Dakota. They have really strict like standards and shit, and so part of the stuff was on that and how to be compliant, maintain compliance and stuff, and which is fine.
Yeah. About compliance.
Yeah. And I usually have a garden, so I mean I kind of get it. But I'm not going to be like I'm just going to be the sprayer dude, and like when I'm not spraying, I'll be kind of the runner. I'll be helping out wherever I can. So, but I imagine I'll probably be on the cultivation side more than like the.
So does that mean I could call you a drug runner now?
Yeah, you can. I can't. Well, and like, I don't know, the last couple of people, and I think I'm embarrassing the wife. Because they're like, everyone's like, oh, so what do you got lined up? I'm like, I'm going to grow weed. And they're like, Integrity Farms. Yeah, I'm actually going to be working for Greenlight. Greenlight is what I'm working for. So they're out of Missouri. So
Very cool.
anyway, but yeah, so everyone, but I'm like, yeah, but I'm going to grow weed. And then everyone kind of gives me a look, and my wife's like, for like a real place, not just like in the basement. You went away.
I don't know what's up with my internet. Why do I black out every once in a while?
I don't know. You're not losing audio. You're just losing video.
I know, and it's so weird. I don't know why it's doing that.
Did you get your internet from the same place that CQ gets his?
I don't know. Does he have Spectrum?
I don't know.
Time
His dies all
Warner.
the
Who
time.
do I have now? Is it Spectrum or Time Warner? They switched, and I don't know who it is anymore. Oh, you know what? I bet my son just got online,
Oh, yeah.
and so it had a little glitch when because he streams his video games in the other room. So it may have gotten a little draw of power for a second or something.
Little spike or something. No, that's cool though. Breaking Bad, the Radar Saga, right? Yes. My wife's like, you should watch Weeds. I'm like, I hate that show. I can watch like the first 2 seasons, and then it just gets ridiculous.
Yeah, I've never seen it, so.
But no, but I'm pretty excited about the whole thing, if I'm honest. Like, I think it'll be fun, and like, I really do.
It'll be low stress. That makes
it is. That's going to be the best part, and you know, I don't have to make like a fuck ton of money. Like, I'm not going to say I don't want to. Like, that'd be ridiculous to say I don't want to make a fuck ton of money, because everyone does.
Yeah.
But I don't need to. And I think that's the important part, is I don't really need to. And so, like, I mean, and like, my motorcycle's paid off, my pickup's paid off, my camper's almost paid off. Like, what's on, Heath? He's here. So I have all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I was just kind of in that mode where I was like, well, let's just get shit paid off and, you know, get on top of things. Well, now it's just going to slow us down on that. You know what I mean?
Well, at least you got a little bit ahead of stuff, and you're not going into this with a shit ton, like everything needs to be still paid off.
Right. Have you ever thought about welding or some trade job? You know, I used to be a welder. I was a welder in Wyoming for a while. And I don't hate it. It's just, welding's one of those jobs you look around, you don't see a lot of old people for a reason. You know what I mean? It's hard on the old bones. It is nice though, because you just put your fucking hood down and burn metal, and people leave you the fuck alone. That is nice. I'm not gonna lie, that is nice. But it is also fucking tough on you, and I'm not sure I want to
live that life.
Yeah, not anymore.
That retirement type thing.
I just want to keep throwing money in retirement and fucking get as close as I can to being done. So,
and my ex-husband, number one, the first ex-husband, he was an underwater welder.
Yes.
And then he ended up developing blisters in his lungs, and he had to quit.
Yep.
And I have no idea what he does now, because we're not married anymore. But yeah, he welded for a number of years.
Right. Well, and Spanky put it eloquently, it's better to love your job and make enough. And that's really kind of, you know, yep. And going back to the gig I had before, I love that. I love parts of it. I love the actual work. I love the mission, and I love accomplishing that mission, and I love helping people, and I love doing all of those things. I just didn't like I didn't even hate the administrative part. I didn't like the micromanagement part from above.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Whenever you feel like you have to justify your job every 2 weeks to somebody, it gets old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's where
Radar,
you could be a firefighter. You know, so when I got out of the Marine Corps in 2003, I was living in Fort Worth, Texas. I got out of the Marine Corps there, and I stayed there for a while with my buddy Dick, who you guys know, and my other buddy Junior. and we had a house together. And I actually applied for both the Fort Worth Police Department and the Fort Worth Fire Department. And then some of the other police departments and fire departments that were in that area. And didn't hear nothing. I lived there for over a year, actually. I got out in August of 2003, and I moved up here in November of 2004.
They must have heard about the things that you set on fire.
Fucking probably. But anyway, so I get up here, right? Well, and I didn't apply for those right away. It took me a little bit to apply for those, but I applied for them and I filled out the things and everything. And they're like, yeah, whatever. In the first month that I lived up here, I got phone calls back from 3 different police departments and 2 different fire departments asking me to come in and test. And I was like, I just fucking moved away, dude. I waited for almost a year and nobody got a hold of me. So F off.
Sorry
about it. But yeah, I actually was pretty close to being either a Burleson. The first people to call me back were Fort Worth Fire Department and Burleson Police Department.
Burleson. I know Burleson.
Those are the first places to call me. And I was like, actually, I think Burleson might have called me whilst I was driving up here. I might have even been on the road. And they called me.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny.
Yep. And my girlfriend at the time was like, well, we could just turn the fuck back around. I was like, maybe. But yeah, fuck it. I don't know. That would have been a good gig to get into 20 years ago, but now I'm old. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because that actually was on the short list. It was so funny. I was talking to the wife, my short list of jobs. And because I have friends who are in the sheriff's department. And I have a lot of friends actually who are in the sheriff's department of a couple different counties out here. And they're like, come work with us, dude. And I'm like, well, I'm either going to grow weed or be a sheriff. Like
one side or the other, huh?
Yeah. Fuck it, I'm going for weed, buddy. Going for weed.
Definitely less stress than working
at
the sheriff's office.
It is. But I could have continued my retirement there.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but it's whatever. I'm really okay with it. I really am. And like Spanky said, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love the no stress. I'm gonna love the just having fun with my friends. And they're super passionate about it, and I like that. Everyone there is super passionate about what they do.
Oh, that's good.
And that makes something like that so much more enjoyable.
Oh, for sure.
When everyone at work loves what they do, it makes it so much easier to go.
Off my keyboard, and it's going to annoy me until I fix it. Hold on.
Yep.
I'm such a weirdo.
Did your grandkids get on or something? Okay, so my son.
No, my cats got on it.
Oh.
But I just fixed it, so it's good now.
We have banished one of the boys from touching our phones because he is always sticky. He is the stickiest human being alive.
How old is this sticky child?
He's a 7th grader.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. My grandson's a 7th grader.
So he's like 12.
Sticky too.
Yeah.
He's always got something on him.
Yep.
Never washes his hands. I swear to God.
I've made him wash his hands. Then he comes and touches something, and then he leaves, and it's sticky. I've watched him put his dick skinners in water, put soap on them, scrub them up, dry them off, still sticky.
Yeah, it's the age.
I think so.
They must ooze something.
I remember when I was a teenager, you didn't want to know what I was oozing.
I don't want to know.
I'm just saying. I think he's not quite old enough for that yet. But Phil's here. What's going on, Phil?
Phil. Hey, Phil. Yeah, one of my foster dog. I have one foster dog at the moment, and his name is Marlin, and he is the sweetest dog, but he is afraid of his own fucking shadow.
Oh.
And any other time he's over on my bed, but for some reason, because I'm on the air and the door is shut, I think it's given him anxiety because he's sitting right here at my feet. It's the cutest thing, but I feel I'm like, what's the matter, buddy? He's so cute. If he wasn't so big, I'd pick him up and show him to you guys. But he's a medium-sized dog. He's a beagle mix.
He's a beagle mix. What's he mixed with?
I don't know. What do you mix with, dude?
You're asking him. What was your mama? What was your daddy?
I have no idea, but his bark, his little Howley beagle bark is so cute.
Mm-hmm.
But he's scared of everything. He's scared of my cats. He's scared of the other dogs. He's just scared. He's a big old titty baby.
You know, I get that though.
He's so cute. Now he won't leave my side.
Of course he
Dog.
won't. Of course he won't.
He's like, I hear people. Usually when you're talking, I don't hear people because you're on the phone. And now I hear people. And this is weird. You keep looking. He keeps looking up here like, where's that voice coming from? You little goofball.
Oh, he'll figure it out though. Someday soon, he'll figure it out.
Yeah. Silly little dog.
Oh.
I just realized I don't even need my headset on because when I set up my audio input and output,
Yeah.
I did it different this time, which is probably why I couldn't hear you before. And I'm not hearing anything through these. So I don't even know why I have it in my ear.
Oh, it's just coming through like your normal speakers.
Yeah. Well, my son wasn't here to help me to figure it all out, to put it through my headset. So that's why now I know why he's wigging out, because he's like, I can literally hear somebody talking. I'm sorry, dude. I scare you, huh? Well, yeah, okay. It's my fault. Hey, at least my camera's not all wonky this time. It's not following me.
You know,
everywhere I
mine
go.
wasn't. Yeah, no, I'm a lot happier at your camera than last time. Mine almost didn't come on earlier, and I was really concerned about that. Actually,
Well,
it just
I'm
was
glad it did.
not wanting to be a thing. So
Well, mine is all doing good today. So yay me.
good.
Yeah, I don't know what I did. I changed the settings on the camera so it doesn't like follow me.
Well, that's
It
good.
had some kind of tracking setting on it or something.
Yeah.
I just turned that off. Like pause. I did get a cool new Bucky's cup.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
I need a new Bucky's cup. I need to go where somewhere there's a Bucky's. That's what I need to do. That's what I should be doing. That is
Go work at Bucky's. I hear they
fucking-
start at like 22 an hour.
That is fucking pimping though. That is a nice cup, dude.
Yeah, isn't it beautiful?
It's pretty rocking. I'm a fan.
And they keep selling out because every time they get more back in stock, everybody like freaking rushes the Bucky's.
Fucking bum rush Bucky's.
Oh yeah, they have like an entire like Facebook page set up for the cups and the merch at Bucky's.
I
So when
believe
new
it.
things come in-
Because some
Yeah.
people care way too much about that shit.
Yeah. I just am happy that it's as big as a Stanley, but costs like a fourth of what a Stanley costs.
And it's fucking gold.
It is. It's rose gold with like an animal print and then a little beaver on it. Look at, he's so cute. If I could figure out how this works. Where's my camera? There it is. Look how pretty it is, y'all. Oh, the light is all gleaming on it. Anyway, it's beautiful. It's just it's gorgeous.
It's very nice. It's very nice.
I feel special when I have it. I feel highfalutin. I feel like a lady.
You should, because it's pretty fucking cool. Like, let's be
It is.
honest. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. They did good. I don't know who does their decision making on the cups, but they did good. The other one I actually got two, because why not? Why not have two cups that I use, one here at the house and the other one at work? But the other one says, Mommy, Mama, Ma, Bruh.
Bruh.
Apparently that's what all the kids are calling their moms these days.
Phil said it's like the
Bruh.
old Beanie Baby
Bruh.
craze. Yes, it is. But cooler.
Yeah. But way cooler. I think I have some old Beanie Babies.
Do you?
Yeah, my kids were into them and we would collect them. And I think I have a flamingo, and I think I might have a cow, because I was all into like black and white cows once upon a time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think I still have one. They're up in my closet somewhere. I'll find them when I move.
I mean, that's an idea.
And then I'll give them to my grandkids.
I'll give them to my grandkids so they can fuck them up.
Yeah, and then my daughter will be real happy.
Ooh.
She'll be like,
Spanky said, no, it isn't. Beanie Babies just sat there and are cute. The cups are functional. And she
True
also had
story.
Beanie Babies. I think everybody,
Yeah.
Every female our age had Beanie Babies. At least one. If nothing else, it was a gift. If
And they
nothing
still
else, it was a
sell 'em.
gift. Yeah, they do, and it's kind of strange actually that they do.
I think that Bucky's has a Beanie Baby.
Of course
For
they
their-
fucking do.
their
They
little
better.
beaver.
Why would they not?
I
That
think
actually
sure they
sounds like
do.
the coolest fucking Beanie Beaver in the world.
I was really tempted to buy the Bucky's bathing suit.
Kind of curious. I kind of want to hold on.
They have bathing suits.
I
That
believe it.
have
Hold on.
damn beaver all over them, and I thought that would have been hilarious.
I thought they had like eye, and then like on the crotch part was the teeth, because
Well,
that
that
would have been fucking
would've-
funny.
Funny, but no, I don't think.
Bucky's.
But they do have little bathing suits.
Bucky's swimsuit. Boom. Actually, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, I got my grandson a Bucky Beaver Hawaiian shirt.
They're not horribly priced either.
No, that's the nice thing about Bucky's. They have pretty decent prices.
Oh, hold on. What is this thing doing? I don't want that. Close off. Because I was looking at save as. God, this is such a. All right, save. This takes me so long. I wish I was just better at doing this.
Ah, you're fine.
This is probably where this would help if, like we had like a thing we actually talked about. You know what I mean? Because then I would just have this shit ready. But we don't do that. So
Too much sense. Why would we do that?
where'd that go? Is it on my desktop? Well, god damn it. I just fucking downloaded this stupid picture.
Uh-oh.
Where'd it go? Let's try it again. Save as. Bucky's one-piece swimsuits. Yep, that's what I want to do.
Mm-hmm. I'm seriously tempted to get one.
Oh, it's trying to save the web. I don't want to save the web page. I want to.
The photo.
That's what the problem was. Okay.
Is it getting cray on you?
Well, it's trying to save the website. I don't want to save the website. I'm trying to save the picture. Oh, all right then. Well, fuck it. I'm gonna have to go
Hold
back.
on, I'll send it to you. Just a second.
Here, I got it now. Hold on. I got it now.
Do you? Okay.
I had to get off the website and go to like back to the Google Images. Save.
They have this really cool tie-dyed one that I was like, oh.
I don't want to open link in new tab. God damn it, this is being a dick again. They really don't want you to steal these images. There we go. Save image as. We'll do this one. This is not the one I was hoping to do. But people are just listening to the show, listening to me being a fucking idiot on the internet. Save. Because I really feel like this is quality enough. This is quality enough content that everyone should see it.
Yes.
This is the one. This is the one I like.
That's the one I like.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
But they had the black tie-dyed one, and then they had the red one with the Bucky's all over it, and then the red and white striped one with just the Bucky face on it.
Yeah. I sent you a picture with all four of them on it.
Yeah, that's the one I was just trying to get, but it wouldn't give me the picture. So F Bucky's. Phil said you need to take Ambien. Yeah. You need to take Ambien first, then go online shopping. Okay, hold on a second. We'll circle back. So back
I take the gummy and then I do the online.
I used to drink a lot. And I used to do this cool thing. I would call it time traveling. And that's when you're drinking and then you wake up the next morning and you don't know what you did. I was
and Amazon packages start to show up.
Yes, that. I always knew if I woke up on my couch next to my computer that I was going to get something cool the next day. Or not the next day, like in the next week.
For yourself.
Yes, and I purposely, I wouldn't look. Because you can go to look, you can look to see what you purchase. I wouldn't. Yeah. I would and purposely wait.
Show up and be like,
yes.
Look what I did.
Yes. Yes, I would do that.
Smart man. Smart man.
One time, and I was a blackout drinker, so I've been sober as long as I can remember. But
literally. Yep,
it was great. But like I don't know, me and my buddy were like watching fucking God damn it, I'm getting old. It's all that drinking back in the day. Pulp Fiction. And I was drinking and I fell asleep watching that. Well, apparently before I fell asleep, I ordered the Bad Motherfucker wallet, and that was my wallet for like 3 years. Yep.
There you go.
Phil said he did that and bought an air purifier. Interesting choice. Interesting choice.
I don't think I've ever accidentally bought an air purifier.
No.
But okay. I've bought a lot of other really weird shit.
Yeah. I bought gun parts one time.
Yeah. Let's
see, what else did I buy?
I'm pretty sure that's how the shirt I'm wearing today came about, is someone else, because it's a gift.
Yeah.
But that someone else was doing late night gummy shopping.
Yep.
And that's how I got this shirt that I've got on today.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if that's something that you do, like, I'm not trying to talk shit because obviously look at the shit that I do. But no, yeah, I think it's great when people do dumb shit and can laugh about it later. I think that's the key. If you can laugh about it later, you know what I mean? Because and all the times I did that, it's never that I don't know, I spent so much money it put me in a bad way. It wasn't that. You know what I mean?
No.
It was just kind of like, well, fuck it. Like, let's do this.
Really wanted that cool wallet.
I must have really wanted that cool wallet because I got it. And that was the cool thing about it. I got it. And
then later you had a great story about how you got drunk.
And every single time I would go pull my wallet out of my pocket, I would chuckle. I did that for years. I would chuckle that fucking wallet. I didn't want to get rid of it because it was so fucking funny. It was great.
Is it wrong that my brain just said, oh my gosh, it's kind of like how you got all 4 of your children, me. And every time you see them, you chuckle a little bit because you remember that drunken night when you got knocked up with a baby. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
I used to drink a lot too. Yep, none of them were planned. They were all...
Phil said he got it because he used to smoke and needed to hide the smell in his apartment. Ah, that makes sense. Actually, you know what? Your fucking drunk brain was working, dude. That's great. That's good for you.
My brain does not work that way when it's intoxicated. It buys dumb stuff.
Yep.
At least you bought something functional. I would buy ridiculous stuff. And
I still kind of do. Kind of want to buy that fucking Bucky swimsuit for my wife. I think it's fucking hilarious.
It's great. I love it.
It is really good.
Yep. I think I've decided I'm probably getting one. My only problem is, and because a lot of you have never seen me in person, I have a very long torso. I mean, I'm 5'10".
Yeah.
But I'm not one of those people that's like long body, long legs, or just long legs, or just, I've got both. I have a very long inseam. It's like a 36-inch inseam. And from hip to shoulder is probably almost just as long. So the fact that it's a one piece, I'm definitely going to have to go in store and try it on.
Try it up. Yep.
Yeah. Because I'm not trying to be the girl that when I stand up, everything goes whoop.
Yep. That makes sense. I mean, it really does.
Because it is super, super cute, but I also want to make sure I can wear it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be uncomfortable. But it's cool.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Who's commenting about your shirt, I believe.
Oh yeah, CQ. Yep. I got this. I got this. It's amazing.
It's so beautiful.
I know. I love it. I wore it all day. Actually, this is in my rotation of shirts.
Oh, very cool.
So speaking of shirts, hold on a second. Let me go to you because you have two things that you have for tonight. Let me hold on. I need to delete some of these.
Oh,
Co-host. There you go. All right, here. So
okay, so my new well, I have two things. One thing I have is this. I made it myself. Well, okay, by I made it myself, I mean the bling on top. I did that. They're stickers. Look how talented I am. And then I spelled everything correctly. So now I have a new sign for behind me.
Yeah.
But this is the super cool thing. Okay, let me stand up so we can get the whole thing. So this is my new shirt.
Okay.
Isn't it wonderful?
It's pretty ballin'. It's pretty ballin'. I love it. I think it's hilarious.
I love it. I can't wait to wear it in the Publix. Oh, it looks like it's just a piece of fuzz. I can't wait to wear it in the Publix. I'm very excited. My kids will be happy it doesn't say something about your dad, because like I have your dad is my cardio, and my newest one that I got says I'm your dad's favorite ride.
Nice.
So,
that's awesome.
yeah.
That's
they
fucking
love when I wear those out in public.
Oh,
with them.
I'm sure they do.
But luckily they're used to it, and I've offered to pay for their therapy. So I mean, you know.
You know what? They're old enough to pay for their own therapy at this point. Let's be honest. They can figure it out.
Yeah, and plus, I don't think any of them are interested in getting better. I think they like being a little bit of bonkers. They're totally cool with it.
You know, so, I run back and forth with that sometimes because I think kids really do that. They, especially kids nowadays. Have you not met some of these kids nowadays? Like,
I also think that half of the reason why I'm as bonkers as I am is because I have those children.
Mm-hmm.
They had to have contributed to some of my crazy at some point.
Yes, I do. I feel like I should blame a lot of my problems on them.
I mean, you have to stop blaming your parents at some point, right? So then it's time to have kids and blame them. So it's just like this evil circle. And I'm for it. I'm totally for it.
I'm for blaming my kids.
Yeah.
Because like, God forbid I take responsibility for my own actions. I have to blame somebody else.
Yeah, no, I'd rather not take responsibility for my own actions. That's not on my top of list of things.
No, that sounds atrocious.
Blaming someone else. I'd much rather blame someone else.
Yo.
My siblings, my parents, my kids, whoever. Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that sounds way better.
Oh yeah, for sure. And y'all, excuse me. Okay, so I got my hair done today, and it's the camera's starting to move. Oh, that's freaking me out. So
why did it move? What's it going on? Why is it doing that?
I don't know. Because I put my hand up. If you put your hand up like a stop sign or like a wave, it recognizes it and it makes it move a minute. But it's done. I put my hands back down. I just have to learn not to talk with my hands.
Oh, good luck with that. Good luck with that.
But my hairstylist, she's so sweet because when she does my hair, she always gives me the option of I can do something with it or we can just send you home with just blow dried hair. And I thought, oh, well, I'm going to be on the show tonight. So why don't you go ahead and do it pretty for me?
Yep.
And so she did. But now it's all the bang. And I keep wanting to get it because it's curled and it's kind of weird. Can you tell I don't curl my hair often?
Phil said he wishes he could wear that at work.
Oh, the shirt?
I think so, yeah.
It's a great shirt.
It's fucking fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, I probably can't. Well, no, I could wear this to work as long as it's one of my days in the office because we don't get people at the office, but I couldn't wear it on property.
Yeah, they'd probably.
I had one that said "Suck it up, Buttercup," and my boss was like, I probably shouldn't wear that on property.
Like, I'll wear what I want.
Like the general public might not think that's the best shirt. It might not be considered professional.
Well, good thing I'm not professional.
Right? I don't know. I think I'd rather do business with somebody wearing a shirt that's kind of obnoxious.
You know,
and
I
says
would
something
trust them. I would sure trust them. I
Yeah.
think. Like when you start breaking that shit down, like you trust the people who are kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like they're more fun. You know, they're more fun.
Yeah, it's a bit of a kinship.
Yes.
I like that. I like that a lot. I'd much rather work with someone that's a little wonky.
Absolutely.
A little off kilter. What is this dog doing? Where did he go?
I don't know.
He's chewing on something. I can hear him. You know, when they chew on their little doggy bones and they make that crunch.
Mine have like these. So we get like the bark boxes or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
And they come with shit in them because why not? You know?
Yeah.
And they're like loud. Like they got these like things. Like they had squeaker ones and the dogs tore apart in like a minute. Right. Like they wouldn't make flash first fine. So like get the, what do you call it? The better ones. So they're harder.
Like the Kong kind of.
But they're not that. They're just like super hard plastic and they're heavy. And they just drop them on the fucking floor. And it's loud as shit. And I'm starting to get like marks at because we have real hardwood upstairs and we're getting like marks on the fucking floor from these goddamn like stupid dog treats. I'm like, Urgh. And we got like one. It like smelled like ham. Like, it was gross. The thing just like made the whole fucking house smell bad.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yes, I'm just over it.
Plastic and ham. That's got to be a good smell.
Mm-hmm. It was not fun.
Yeah, he found something. I think he found one of those. We have those ones that you can like put peanut butter into. What are they? The little hooves?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what he found because he's over there trying to get into it and get whatever peanut butter's left inside of there out. Goofy damn dog.
Goofy.
And my other dog, my dog, he's passed out. He is so happy right now that the other dogs aren't in here making him crazy. He's like, nap time.
Nap time. Oh, that's one of my favorite products. Have you ever seen the video for that? For nap time?
No, I don't think I have.
It was an old YouTube thing.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like I would love to walk up to a full bird wearing that shirt. Fucking right. I keep looking down at my thing. We haven't had a guest in a while. It's been a hot minute.
No, we have not. It's been, gosh, who was our last guest? Mark? No, we had somebody after Mark.
Who was it?
Was it the coffee girl? Was it?
No, it wasn't Coffee Girl.
I had Mark Ridge. I don't know. It's been a while.
Oh, that Copperhead dude.
Oh yeah. The TikTok military funny guy.
Yeah,
he was. Then we had another guy after that, didn't we? Didn't we have that other comedian? We did. We had
after him,
the ones from here in Texas.
Oh yeah. Yep. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
we did.
I don't know why I forgot about him. I just saw something on his Instagram the other day. So yeah,
he's posting back on Instagram again. That's great because he wasn't for a long time. He's like fuck Instagram or YouTube. He wasn't on his YouTube. That's right.
Yeah, because you kept saying, "Well, do you want us? We can have him follow," and he's like, "Well, but that's work." That requires me to do work.
I fucking love comedians. I love comedians.
Well, that's what I was listening to earlier when I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because I could hear your comedian.
That's my favorite time in the evenings when I just kind of do that. You know, the door's shut. I've told everybody I'm going to bed. I'll put on, a comedian and listen to him through my little headset because I love to laugh. And you don't want to go to bed in a bad mood. So yeah, go to bed, listen to a comedian. So much fun.
Yeah, there's something to be said for that. About just fucking vegging out. I do like vegging out. That is one of my favorite things to do.
I have to like the last 20, 30 minutes before, I'm ready to fall asleep. I've just got to clear my brain because men, I think, sleep a lot differently than women do. Men can just like lay their head down and be asleep 2 seconds later. I have to worry about, was did I throw away that second sock that went with that sock that had the hole in it? Did I remember to switch the stuff from the washer to the dryer?
Right.
Do the kids need money on their account?
Oh, I do that
Did I
shit
put gas in
all
my
the time.
car? Did I
All
set
the
my alarm? I
time.
check my alarm 3 times. I will check my alarm 3 times to make sure I set it properly. My brain is not normal. Well, I mean, maybe it is normal, but yeah, I have like a whole set of stuff. Like I have to get my pillows just right and I have to get my headset on. And then it takes me a half an hour to get my head comfortable. I'm a weirdo.
Weirdo, she says. But you're not wrong. There is something to be said about like having to do that. You know what I mean? Like your brain just doesn't shut off until you can like do that.
Yep. And I do. I have like a whole list of things I have to go through in my brain before I can like settle down and be comfortable enough to just tune everything out, listen to whatever's on, whatever podcast or whatever, and just finally fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm batshit crazy and I'm cool with that. I embrace the batshit crazy.
Well, I'm glad you do because you don't have much fucking choice.
No,
But,
true story.
I mean,
True story. If I didn't embrace it, I'd probably be somewhere with padded walls and a jacket. So I have embraced my crazy and I'm cool with it. I'm working through all the stuff.
Well, I mean, that's a good thing that you do that because I feel like it's necessary that you do that at some point.
Yeah.
Just not today because we're having too much fun.
Yeah. Look at that. See, cause I'm
Uh-huh.
dead asleep within 5 minutes, but I wake up 2 hours later. Yeah. See, I don't wake up throughout the night anymore because I got my bladder fixed.
Mhm.
I used to just because of my bladder, but now once I'm asleep, that's it. I'm good. I can sleep through the night now.
Really?
But getting to sleep takes me a fucking hour, and that's insane.
Yeah.
But
I'm fucking, and actually my fucking buddy was like, you should take weed for this. But like, I can't, half the nights I just can't turn my brain off to get to sleep.
Yep.
And I know that that's a kind of a PTSD thing. You know what I mean? I get that.
Oh yeah.
But
I know that's my issue with like checking my alarm 3 times. I know the first time I said it, it's set correctly. Why does my brain have to check it 2 more times? But I have to. And I have to like ask the kids, did y'all lock the front door? Or did you it's just certain things that I know my brain is just kind of
Yep, it's just going to do it whether you want it to or not, kind of.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Even when I take my gummies, my sleepy time gummies, it still takes me a good half an hour, 45 minutes to switch my brain off.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah. Put that in my dating profile.
Yeah, I need to do something about that though, I think. And I feel like you should be able to do something about that, huh? What have you, like your sleepy time gummies don't help? Like, does anything else like help?
My doctor gave me something, my psych doc,
Yeah.
and it would help if I would take it every night, I'm sure. And it's not like Ambien or anything like that.
Mhm.
It's technically an antihistamine.
Okay.
So it does relax me and make me drowsy and it does keep me from being so bonkers, but I then turn into OCD crazy lady and think, okay, but what if I sleep through my grandson's alarm clock and I don't make sure that he gets off to school? Or what if I sleep through my alarm? So then the daytime crazy lady talks herself out of taking the medication to help her sleep because then she gets worried she's not going to wake up.
Okay.
It's a cycle.
Red 4 says he has to use the CPAP machine to get decent sleep. Otherwise, he has the gnarliest nightmares all night, which result in shitty sleep. Yeah.
I wish my PAP machine helped me sleep, but guess what? It doesn't because my crazy brain is afraid that she is going to suffocate in the middle of the night. So I, halfway through the night, take my PAP off and I have literally stopped sleeping with it because I am so paranoid that I'm going to kill myself via PAP machine.
Okay.
I'm telling you. something wrong with my brain. I don't know what it is, but I can't get over wearing that thing on my face. I even tried just the nose cannula one. They sent me that, and I still can't do it. I feel like I'm gonna choke
Huh.
and die. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Stop using it.
I've had mixed results with it. Mine, well, I'm sure it has to do with my beard, but like after a while, like sometimes it'll like start blowing shit in my fucking ears, and I don't know. It doesn't help enough to justify all the bullshit I have to go through for it. And I think that's my biggest problem.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wish it worked. I wish it, you know what I mean? Like,
I do too. I totally wish I could wear it and not have to worry about it. But the 6 months that I wore it and wore it at least half of the night, apparently it helped because my snoring is like next to nothing now. So it did help. It helped with my snoring, and it helped. I guess I do sleep a little better, but I just can't wear it the whole night. There's just no way. It freaks me out.
Huh.
I get the worst sleep. I'm just, my brain thinks I'm going to die. So there we go.
So instead of dying, you just don't sleep. Which, I mean, I can see where that makes sense. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm sure that some of this weight loss has probably helped with the snoring too. So it's probably a combination of stuff. So I'm not really stressing not using it. And my CPAP guys, like, some people just can't wear them. Some people just can't get past having something on their face.
That's true. And that does make sense.
Yeah. Because it happens. They aren't mad at me. He's like, I totally get it. He said, if you don't sleep good with it because you're too worried about dying, and you aren't worried about dying when you're not wearing it, then okay, don't wear it. You know?
Because that makes sense to not want to die.
Because my anxiety.
Doesn't that fucking suck? Just anxiety all around just kind of fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, it does.
But
and my anxiety is like worst case scenario anxiety. So that's awful.
So, all right. Well, hey, we have a guest that just popped up. So we will cut to break.
I saw that.
We will cut to break, and we will be back here. Hold on. Let me switch something around. All right. So we'll be back in about 5-10 minutes. We'll see how good old Radar is with his technology tonight. So, all right. We'll see you guys in a few minutes. Shots.
See you in a few.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Watch my memory fly by, burning up and fading to the Texas sky. A shooting star in the dead of the night. You light up my heart, baby, like a firefly. 'Cause fireflies, they glow and they fade away, just like our love that has flown away. They dance in the wind, and then they're gone. Wish I could go back and make things right, like into the mystic on a summer night. My little firefly. You said that hope floats, I said that dream soar. You didn't know me from Adam, I was hoping for more. Lately I'm feeling like a rock sinking down. I wish I didn't have to pretend. Someday, somehow, I get to see your face again. These fireflies, they glow and they fade away, just like our love that has flown away. They dance in the wind, and then they're gone. I wish I could go back and make things right, like into the mystic on a summer night. back to the place where time stood still. That Golden Gate Bridge didn't shine that bright till we danced in the mystic on a summer night. These fireflies, they glow and they fade away, just like our love that has flown away. We dance in the wind and then they're gone. I wish I could go back and make things right, like into the mystic on a summer night. My little firefly, my little firefly.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
Hey, everybody, we're back with our guest Brandi. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Not as good as our conversation a minute ago was going. You guys are doing great. We're using all our good content on the break.
Not even. Right? I don't even have an idea what the hell is going to come out of my mouth.
That's good because you know what?
We like it.
Yeah, we don't have. We tried doing notes like one show like a year ago, and that's it. The rest of it's just shit that falls out of our faces for an hour or two or three a night. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, that works.
So
we're not as organized as we probably could be, but we're cool with it.
And you know what? Yeah. I think the organization thing, at least for our show, doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like our format, it just doesn't seem. It seems too rigid and like, you know.
And neither one of us are very rigid.
No.
Yeah,
no.
I like to say I run a type shipwreck, and I stand by that with my podcasts.
Yes, perfect. Oh, now I'm gonna have to borrow that from you.
There you go.
That'll be on her shirt. She makes shirts.
Nice.
So.
Send me a tank top. I'll wear it on ketamine infusion day.
Right?
No, really, the VA actually gives ketamine infusions at 5 facilities that's mixed with Versed. I've written articles about it, because it's an alternative medical treatment for people that maybe aren't eligible for the stellate ganglion block for severe post-traumatic stress. And they actually do it for over a period of 6 hours rather than 1 hour. But tripping balls in the VA sucks. Just going to say that, put that out there.
I was going to say,
I
was going to say, I can think of places that I'd rather trip balls, like myself.
Yeah, I actually convinced my nurse to let me bring a Galaxy projector in there, and I've never regretted that decision ever.
Well, let me give everybody a quick little ditty about you, and then I'm going to let you tell us a little about yourself, or a lot about yourself, or whatever you want to tell us. So everybody, welcome Brandi to the show. Brandi is a medically retired medic. Whoa, that's a lot of words. Can we say that 5 times fast? From the U.S. Air Force. And after her triple limb salvage and a medical retirement, it was told by her many times she would lose both legs by the age of 40. It is her mission to educate, inspire, and empower others, which is why she created a calendar on her 39th birthday. And I love her calendars. Oh, I'm so excited about it.
So
Brandi also hosts the Yes, I Am the Veteran podcast and writes about alternative medical treatments for veterans with PTSD. Brandi, welcome. Tell us all about you.
I am definitely actually probably the most mangled veteran you'll probably come across that didn't step on an IED. I actually had a triple limb salvage, necrotizing fasciitis, bilateral fasciotomy. I literally have scars to my neck, which is funny because everyone's like, "Oh, you're so pretty," and I'm like, "Oh, like wait till I show you in shorts." It's really scared the hell out of you. But per the prosthetics at San Antonio, they categorized me as the worst scarred veteran. The reason why is because when I was in England, because I was a victim of workplace domestic violence that quite literally led into rampant malpractice and the refusal to treat arterial blood clots that I had for 6 weeks. And the Air Force left marinating in my body. And actually, I'm in medical journals because I threw thousands of arterial blood clots And not only did they end up in my heart, they ended up in the wrong side, meaning that it went all the way up and around and through again. So they actually didn't know how I survived it. And I was very young. I was 23. I'd never had a surgery, never had my tonsils out. I was, I treated people and I dealt with necrotizing fasciitis, but being on the receiving end is quite different. And in England, their medicine is not like our amazing technologically advanced, applications that we have here. It is like 1970s Nurse Ratched medicine. And it's not in a mean way. It's like, that's just what it is, and it's NHS. And everyone's like, oh, NHS is great. And I can't complain because I should actually be double amputee because the Queen of England's private vascular surgeon treated me after I got really tired of my supervisor running to every clinic that I would go to and the ER and say, she's just making it up. Her legs are just purple. She's just trying to get out of PT. I'm like, no, bitch, like I'm dying. And I literally had to propel myself around with a chair because I couldn't actually walk, but she would literally go to every single place and say, she's a malinger. She does this all the time. I was the youngest training site faculty in the Air Force at the time. I was an EMT instructor, a CPR instructor trainer, an immunology technician, and a bunch of other stuff. But for me, I had to work for the best surgeon and the best docs because of the fact that a lot of times it'd be very hard to keep up with just with one technician. My doctor that I worked for, they used to call him Disaster de Lima. And he was literally like an Indian tornado is the best way I can describe it when he would be treating patients, but he was the doc that we want to have rather than the ass kissers or the good old boys club at the end of the day. Like it was about, and I really supported everything he did because he truly helped other people. He didn't care what branch. He didn't care, if they were impaneled to him, if they happen to get in his acute slot, they would get seen. And he caught a lot of other doctors' mistakes because of that. And they tried to basically kill him with paperwork rather than support what he was doing. And as soon as he deployed, that's when everything went sideways. And a lot of the good doctors had deployed, and all the ones that faked injuries to get out of their deployments, or they weren't allowed to deploy, or they just didn't go in that wave. They stayed. And unfortunately, I paid very dearly for trying to stand up for the airmen that were deathly afraid of my supervisor who's talking to people that weren't there. So for me, after everything happened, because I was not injured downrange, and my leg quite literally looks like a jack-o'-lantern, basically. Sometimes I put glow sticks in it and I lace it up to really freak people out because it's actually down to the bone. And it looks odd. No. I have a leg vagina, basically. Maggie has a leg dick. I have a leg vagina. Like that, it is what it is. That's a whole other story, by the way. She's a suicide bomber survivor that is an amputee, but the shrapnel hit right in the middle, so it's like a meatus, and then when they amputated it looks like the foreskin. And she literally can say her cock hangs below her knee, and she's the biggest pimp and Mrs. Steal Your Girl, but she's happily with her lady love. But she will dead ass steal your chick from you, straight or not. She's got game. Maggie had game, and that's why we had to get her tattooed through our podcast with an ink master, which is something else that I do. Is I believe that tattooing is really an art form, and it's very cathartic and therapeutic, especially in the veteran community. Mm-hmm. And I got really tired of tattooers being suspect as hell and saying that they're doing stuff for nonprofits, but they would just really keep all the shit, and they wouldn't actually tattoo a single veteran. I watched. I think it was I best describe it as an Ink Master Christmas. It was a whole basement, floor to ceiling, full of amazing tattoo equipment, the best in the game, the best rigs, shaders, liners, and not a single damn veteran was tattooed, not one. And for me, that was unacceptable. And when I met Miss Maggie, she had been waiting on a wait list for 3 years to be tattooed by them. And I knew she was never going to get tattooed by them because they're shady as hell. And at the end of the day, when she looked at me and she said, "Is this?" Because we had very similar surgeries, but I had a better surgeon because I just got fucking lucky, really. And then they made me quite aware of that in England too. But she looked at me and she says, "This is all we're supposed to do is survive," because we were on a hunt together. And I came to know her because she has the most metal military story that I've ever heard of. And so I actually make knives as well. I took the Reforge program at the Kaler Forge when it was being offered. And and Maggie, when she had her leg amputated, check this out. This is the most Army story I've ever heard of. Someone told her, I don't know who the fuck told her, but someone told her that if she said that it was wanted to keep her legs for religious purposes, Hasidic Jews they would be example as you have to be interred whole,
Mhm.
that she could take it with her. So she got to pick it up from the mortuary literally when she got back to the States. And she put it in the fucking freezer for a year and a day. And then when she took the knife making course, this crazy bitch, and I love her dearly. So like she knows I'm saying this with love. Trust me. We're cool. But basically she actually literally deboned her own leg in the forged turkey fryer, mine tile style. The best way I can explain it. Like I could never look at wrong side ever the same. Like, I'm like, bro, like, I see that shit in real life. The word thing y'all missed was the smell, because the grown-ass men are puking everywhere. All these hard-ass forged fire dudes. It was so bad. It was the day before Thanksgiving, and Chad was pissed because they totally fucked up his turkey fryer. Obviously, once even flesh hits that, you're never going to be able to use that again. And she's literally drunk as shit, like, you know, deboning your leg, and she kept the pieces. And so when she was tattooed by the ink master, Chris Blinston, who actually tattooed her free, which I thought was amazing, because ask an ink master to do shit for free. Good luck on that.
Mm-hmm.
You can wait. They're probably gonna happen unless they having sex with you. And I was like, we're not fucking to do this, like, you know. And he was like, no, I'm happy to help. And so he did. He tattooed her. You know, we had to do all this crazy shit to get her there. Like, we raffled off a flamethrower experience, actually from Drive Tanks. Thank you, Drive Tanks. I'm gonna plug them right now. Because they have a wildly unsafe Vietnam era bunker burner. My God. Like, and I may have oversold that you could burn all your ex's shit to the ladies, because overwhelmingly women wanted to use that motherfucker. And that thing shoots like 150 feet of flames. Like, y'all need to pull up that video later. I'll send it to y'all. Of me using it, smoking a Cuban, and almost lighting my titties on fire before I used it. But at the wildly unsafe. But
yeah, wildly unsafe.
No, for real though. Like, they used to take napalm. Like, that shit. It kicks. So you're like, I totally almost melted the shit out of Grunt Styles Grill, because they had one out there because they've got a carte blanche. And me being the asshole that I am, I was like, I need something to hold up my old station shirt. It's a very bro pony station that I won't mention. However, they are well known in the Army, and I was part of them for a brief period. And I wanted to torch my old character, Medic Maven. So, hint there, guys. But at the end of the day, I burned the fucking shirt from the nice people there, which I was cool with it. I mean, in the military, the only way to get rid of uniforms is by burning it. I feel like I was being respectful, really. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You were, to, like, a homeless chick with sag titties, like, you know, like my dog could have used it as her blanket. Like, I mean, I was being respectful.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, but at the end of the day, like, that was wild. But Maggie actually, we were talking. We had no clue how wildly valuable human bone is, because there's actually a law that you can't use human remains for things. But if it's your remains and you're still living, you skirt the rule, because you can sign the forms. You know, obviously you don't cut it off for the said project, but
right, you can't get your own leg off for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was blown off anyways. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Really? Like, there's no fixing that. You know. And at the end of the day, you know, I understand as someone who lost part of herself, and I wasn't given that option. You know, I fully respect the fact that she wanted to go out her own way. And she actually put the little piece of her leg bone in the first knife. It's about this big. So she had a whole shitload of bone left. And that's just wildly valuable. We found out later. But her service dog will take off with it. The dog thinks it's a bone. And it smells delicious, because they fucking deep fried it. And so I'm like, you're giving your dog a taste for human flesh. Get your dog. And the dog's got a knife hanging out of his mouth like a dirk. I'm like, your dog's back and get him. And the dog's an asshole.
Oh my God.
And so, like, we had a bunch left, and she just had it in her fucking kitchen like a demented Halloween prop. And if you didn't know what it was, you'd be like, oh, she loves Halloween or some shit. No.
But it's her leg bone.
No, that's her actual leg. She's got her toe bones in a fucking Tupperware container. She's like, I'm going to make it a necklace for my sister. Like, really, bitch? Like, really? Come on, let's be realistic here.
And I thought I was weird because
you didn't know which fuck you and everything.
Yeah, they did my surgery on my foot, and I asked for the bones.
Yeah.
And I have the bones in a tiny little cup with a lid on it.
Well, let me tell you something.
I don't have.
Well, after this story, you're gonna want to relook at that a little bit different. So when so I talked to Maggie, I was like, look, dude, like, I know you're in your house, you're not doing a lot, and people are assholes to people in wheelchairs and that are different, you know, and you get tired of looks, and your prosthetics hurt like a motherfucker, and you just want to be yourself, or what's left of you, really, you know. And at the end of the day, it's sometimes better to be more in comfort than, like, you know, anatomically appropriate. And so in her case, you know, she just like she hunts, you know, she chills with her lady. She lives a pimp life. Like, I mean, the full respect, like she earned it. But, you know, I was wanting her to get out of the house a little bit more. And I was like, hey, like, why don't we just go to the forge and like, we'll make Chris like a blade, like a hunting knife. And like, I'll make one with you. Cause our forge used to have this dumbass rule that you had to make 2 blades to leave with one, but like, it was kind of sus because it didn't equal up in like forge time, whatever. But at the end of the day, I was like, it sucks to forge handicapped. I'll tell you that. And so like, I was like, I'll make it right with you. So you just have to make the one, you know, and that way you can come out with me and we just talk shit and we can make blade together. And plus like, it'll be, well, cause I wanted to give an ink master a tip that he never had. Mm-hmm. And he is particularly known because he is good friends with Paul Booth, who is like the Ozzy Osbourne of the tattooing world. Like man, that dude's like a legend with the things that he would do in dark surrealism. And I was like, I want something even Paul Booth. I want to make something even Paul Booth would want himself. And so I was like, well, we'll use it purple heartwood burl, which is gorgeous and it sands purple. It's a wood in Africa. And I was like, we'll just inlay a couple slices of bone in it. And literally when we were finishing the blade, like we asked the forge master's son, you know, like, what do you think this would be worth? Right? Like just fucking around. He's like, well, yours is 500. I was like, that's fair. Cause it was like orange wood. It wasn't anything wild. And he looked at hers. He goes, $10,000 to $30,000 starting for because 3 tiny pieces of human bone. It is literally 10 times more valuable than legal ivory, which there's only one type, which is mammoth ivory, because it washes up on the shores of Africa, or not Africa, Alaska. Good damn. But at the end of the day, don't let anyone tell you you're fucking worthless. Just lesson from there.
Right? Yeah, there you
go.
That's crazy. I kind of want to. So, I kind of want to cut. Okay, so my knee's really bad, right? And I have to keep every time I go into the VA, they're like, "What are you here for?" I'm like, "Above the knee amputation," and they giggle and I giggle, and then they do whatever. How hard is it to get him to cut your leg off?
I mean, you would have to make it a case, but I mean, I thinking about it now because I was in so much pain because I had 17% circulation. I was mad, like fucking like Lieutenant Dan levels of pissed off that I had legs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because I was like, this hurts so fucking bad. Like I will be in less pain with like, you know, in a fucking wheelchair and a prosthetic at this point because I was on maximum doses of morphine, methadone, Percocet, and gabapentin, and still in agony.
Right.
I literally had to take so many medications. I was like narcoleptic. Like I'd possibly doing anything. I was like, I'm gonna drown in soup or something, you know. And I had to take like Ritalin to stay awake. I'm like, that's like the fucking worst reason to take it.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you know, it sucks, you know, and it's something people have to sometimes explore. But I mean, it just would be speaking to your doc, you know, making like a solid case, but really researching, you know, it would or would not be worth it because sometimes it looks like the best idea, and then when you get more information, you're like, ooh, I'm glad I did do that. So, you know, I would just. I mean, it's done. I've seen it done many times, but you definitely would want to make sure that that's like your final solution because there's no like putting that back.
Right. Yeah. You can't just be like, that was cool. That was a fun week.
Yeah, that's a no.
You know, I kind of miss having my old leg. Let's strap her back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was supposed to have no legs by the time I'm 40. That's why I did my calendar, the Pinup Noir calendar. I really got tired of behaving all the time for Miss Federal America. Like, I'm actually the only blacklisted podcast in their entire history, which means that none of the contestants are allowed to come on my show.
Oh,
and it sucks because yeah.
What?
I pissed off a queen. Yeah, I told a queenie to dick.
You should have fucking hooked it. Come on our show, and then we'll invite him on our show, and then you can interview him, and we'll just sit in the background.
They try to get around that shit all the time. Even Grunt Style, like it's like not on blacklist. I'm like, those motherfuckers definitely should have been on the motherfucker.
Right.
Like, and me, like I'm worse than them. Like that's, I mean, first of all, it's a compliment, but second of all, like back then, like I was really trying to behave. Like I didn't interview 2 Live Crew at that time. I didn't do like, you know, cannabis reform. I didn't do, and I was really trying to behave because all I wanted was to like not get the pity golf clap that I was getting when I was running because everyone wanted, because usually like once a year, like one girl in every group, sometimes more, like they're in a wheelchair.
Yep.
They, you know, they're compromised in some way. And I was that year's like the pity card. And I was like, I fucking hate this. Like,
right.
I wanted to compete to be like everyone else because there's a documentary called Serve Like a Girl about it. It's on Amazon Video if you want to see what it's about. But it's really not, it's not a beauty pageant. It's quite literally a competition. They make the girls do push-ups live on stage in their dresses and shit. If you call it a competition or a beauty pageant, you literally will push anywhere they find you, and you say it. And they have female drill instructors that will come on stage and make sure you're in the right body posture, handicapped or not, like you're doing it. And, you know, so at the end of the day, like it's really, it does a lot for the homeless veteran community, especially for women veterans and their children, which is something that's vastly under funded and taken care of.
Yes.
You know, the VA very much chose females in the military, service members or veteran, especially when they get out, because of the fact that couch surfing is not considered homelessness. So if you're in a violent situation, you're trying to get out somewhere, like you literally have to be like in like their housing, like but a lot of times they don't have locks. They don't have appropriate security measures. And almost 7 days, estimate 50 to 70% of female service members are victims of MST or some sort of violent offense. So they're not going to be comfortable with a bunch of horny ass dudes creeping in on their shit. Like I had to do that with a flight surgeon once. I slept under his fucking desk and it sucked. So, you know, I sure as hell wouldn't want to do that with my kids.
Right.
You know, and you want what's best for them. But if you do that and you're trying to keep them somewhere safe, they won't find you. But if you're a fucking 55-year-old white male, which is a standard VA demographic, you're good. There's tons of programs for you guys. So it's also like, you know, especially, you know, in that situation, like it's very much an in-between. So I very much want to support Vital Salute. I think what they do is amazing. And I really didn't like, and it wasn't like the competition itself that I found issue. I mean, I didn't like the judgment because I believe that you go where your people are, and not everyone goes to church on a Sunday. And I've told many a queen that, and I did not care if I offended, because at the end of the day, it was true. And I don't think that people should selectively assist, you know, females that are the right kind of females. No, if they're in need and they're a veteran, that's it. Like, unless they're giant assholes and you don't want in your house or something, but even then you can figure some shit out. But, you know, people need help and people are hurting, and you don't have to be a pageant princess or, you know, the perfect person or, you know, like the pitiable person to get that assistance. So that's an unfair expectation, I feel.
Right. Yeah. And there's so much of that, like it comes with the conditions, you know what I mean? And I don't understand. I've never understood that about like help shouldn't come with conditions. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I guess like you said, the VA is like helpful to a point, and I don't know. There's a lot of changes that need help. I'm not going to go on that rant. This is your we're not going to go down that rabbit hole right now.
I would help you. But
I know.
That's another show.
That's another show. But
yeah, the woman veteran thing, I completely agree with everything you just said. And then I get from some of the male veteran community, yeah, but a veteran's a veteran. Why should we have specific things for female veterans when we're all veterans?
Them.
Well, because they don't have anything for us.
Well, we can send them boxes of Tampax. I like sending man puns and Vagisil to sore ass pussies, and some of them are male. So I'll be honest.
There you go.
I'm going to be handing that shit out at some events because there's some motherfuckers that need it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I said what I said.
Worse than some women do.
I'm gonna have them in like holsters. Like, and I have man pun. I literally fucking have like man pun on that bitch with Tampax. And they're gonna be like, what's this for? It's for that sore ass pussy. This is that, so bitch. Bam. How to humble a man in 5 seconds or less.
Yeah, hand him a man pun.
Just saying.
And you have them like the shot girls do at the bar. One of those little belts for the ammo, and instead you've got all your man puns in it. Is that what you do? Yeah,
I was thinking like a double hip holster, even like just like Wild West, like draw that shit, like practice. I used to do weapons drill because I used to competitively sing, and they said only bitches sing, and I said fuck you, hand me that rifle, and I did weapons precision drill. I was short as fuck, so like once I got to my duty station, they were like, that's adorable. But you know, that's actually entirely how I gave myself a black eye during Miss Veteran America too. I actually during semifinals, because I'm disabled and I have one of 3 arteries in each leg. And your graft vein, your donor vein, your greater saphenous, which runs like seam of your pants, that's already taken too. So I'm super fucked. Like if I like have anything, like it's going like this, like, and it's like the righty looks like worse than the left, which looks like a demented Halloween prop. And I was just like, fuck, if I lose the right one first, I'm totally screwed. but yeah, but at the end of the day, like I was trying to spin an umbrella and do like a chair dance, but I had to like outfit that's like out the bottom of it with vinyl, so it was easier for me to spin. Because like wear Spanx and try to turn fast on anything. You get stuck quickly. But I actually like had lost so much weight And that's the reason my ex-husband hates me. Because I won Hot Mom of the Year for Miss Veteran America, like after the divorce, and I lost all the weight. So he's probably salty still. He can get over it. But at the end of the day, you know, like I put like the tip of the umbrella into like the hem of my shirt the night before, and when I went to spin it, I didn't catch it in time, and it snapped me in the face. So this big ass shiner, and I'm on blood thinner, so it looked worse. And I had to call the head of all YSL makeup because I have some pretty amazing friends that I've met through the years, and he's like, literally, you did this today. I'm like,
I didn't mean to.
I mean, it looked cool doing it. I guess. My choreographer's like, oh. And their jaws all just drop.
So tell me a little bit about your podcast.
So after Miss Veteran America, I was offered a lot of things. I was offered a recording contract. I was offered a job as a writer, and a couple other things. And I wanted to continue my advocacy because not everyone that competed, and I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of the girls didn't, I feel, compete for the right reasons. It was more like image. And for me, I mean, like, yeah, I had bossed up on some things, like, you know, use of straightener and how to figure out extensions and stuff. But at the end of the day, that's not what the point of that was. I wanted to continue my advocacy and truly help people that needed it. And it didn't have to just be women, but, you know, I wanted to give women a voice, or to have a place that they felt that, you know, they could go if they needed information, or if they wanted support, or if they just wanted to be around some sisters or do events. So I had George Pardos. You guys know old Georgios, but he is a Marine UFC Hall of Fame coach. I didn't know that for like the first year I worked for him. That's another story. But he actually reached out to me and he was like, well, would you want a podcast? And I was like, what the hell's a podcast? You know, like it was like COVID. Like we're all still figuring that shit out. Like, I mean, I'm kind of behind on stuff. And I was like, I guess, you know, and I had a couple friends come on with me, and they left over the years when they launched, you know, their lines and different things that they were doing. But I was really thankful that we were able to do it. We've had some amazing guests. We've had a UFC Hall of Famer, Mark Coleman, who's all over Team Z lately because he actually saved his parents from a house fire. Had he not been there, they say that they would have most likely passed because of the fact that, you know, he had to go there. Unfortunately, he lost his dog Hammer. But I was very thankful to hear that he was, after he was intubated and they took Ed out, you know, he had some smoke inhalation, but he was fine and his parents were fine. I was very happy to hear that. We've actually, I've interviewed 2 Live crew. That was an adventure. Mr. Mix is Air Force. Did not know that. When we served at the same duty station, which is also pretty damn funny because we found out during the interview. Yeah. And I literally watched him sing Pop That Pussy from maybe 10 feet in an octagon. I was like, I am not high. This is happening. Because the main contender really loved the movie Major Pain, and it was for veteran homelessness. And, you know, I love our veterans everywhere, but Louisiana, like, I tend to have my most wild adventures. I don't know why I live in Texas. I think they'd be there. But no, but, you know, we've had Drive Tanks come on, which is an interactive war museum. If you haven't checked it out, I definitely recommend you do it. It's literally like going through history. That's where Call of Duty actually records all their sound ordnance. That's why everything sounds so realistic. It's because they blow shit up there for like 2 months and they record it. And so that's actually, I've ridden Bradley, Sherman's, Nazi tanks. Like there's a Leopard there. The Dama Ray was pretty lit. They've got pretty much all kinds of stuff. It's just like a walls of badassery. They've got Patton Saber. They've got like a Patton Lounge. It's hot as shit up there, but you know, it's really cool because like literally like it's a bar and it's literally, it looks like your shot glasses, but they're just shell casings, like Russian shell casings, you know, and German ones. And there's literally shot glass size. And you're like, that's fucking awesome. And they've got Patton there. Cool. And I didn't know Patton screamed like a woman until I went there. I'm like, that I'm remembering that forever. You know?
Screamed like a woman.
Yeah, I was like, that totally makes me look at this dude totally differently. But it's truly an amazing experience. And if you've not been out there, very much recommend it. It is maybe about 30 miles from Uvalde, and it's on an exotic game ranch. So you can be driving a tank past fucking zebra. I had a photographer when I helped launch Soldier Girl Coffee. Literally, I tried feeding to the zebras. Unfortunately, they eat grass, not people. I was very disappointed. Because he would literally rub his dick on the back of my photographer's head, dude. He almost knocked the fuck out. Who says make me when I'm riding a tank like a dick? First of all, like when I tell you, like, because he had agreed, he kind of had this creepy, like, living in your mama's basement and just take pictures of the girls kind of vibe, and he was very disrespectful. And I was just like, I'm very professional when I do shoots. I'm very professional with my events. I don't do messy, but I'll end your shit really fast. And like I skip fucking Air Force. I was raised by Army drill sergeant, so that's where it goes. And like I don't give a fuck who you are, like, no. And he had agreed he wouldn't take a single shot, and literally as soon as my handy capable ass was on his fucking tank, like, he started, and he's like, make me. And I was like, poor choice of fucking words. There's a SCAR, an AK, a 9, and that's just our shit.
Right.
There's a whole wall of other shit and a flamethrower within my reach. Like, don't test me, ho. Like, don't. And I was like, get the fuck out. And he's like, I was like, I had to like boss up on this OnlyFans wannabe model that we were trying to like train, but instead she was basically trying to do like some weird other stuff. And like, she like got tattoo fever on her kitty. And like, I was like, dude, you weren't supposed to get tattooed. First of all, why are you going to come to San Antonio and have a sweaty, that's going to sweat. Like, first of all.
Yeah. Oh,
and God. I had to have like a tattooer like fucking like take care of her. Like, and then like she's an asshole in my house. And I had like, because I go all out with my stuff, right? And makeup makes a difference. When you're doing events like that, it totally shows in the photos, especially the quality of photographer as well. It's why I love my Pinot Noir calendar, and that's why I went to England to do it, because of the fact that I wanted to raise funds for rescue residents and also our new podcast station, Resilient Patriot, which I launched after I left military broadcast radio last year. Like that set off on fire too, because of the fact that Rosie the Riveter was like the first show to come on. I was like, fuck. Like, if you haven't met May, she is a legend and a force to be reckoned with. But I'm not ashamed to admit, 98-year-old woman whips my ass all the time.
Oh, she's the best. I just listened to that podcast.
She's
yesterday.
Amazing. I love her.
She is freaking amazing. I was like,
is.
oh my God, how awesome you got to,
Yes.
get to know her and interview her. She's super cool.
Yes, I'm actually going to be seeing them next month. So next month is going to be the Congressional Gold Medal awarding ceremony for all of the Rosie the Riveters. So it's actually a historical event that's coming up. And tomorrow is National Rosie the Riveter Day. And this is made by May. And that's also May's 98th birthday. That is how you know you're fucking famous, when there's a holiday on your birthday. Imagine these dudes had steak and blowjob day like that was your actual like holiday. Like, that's like, you have to be like that level of legend. Like, but I'm not saying like that. I'm not going to compare that. But either way, I think it's amazing that she was advocating tirelessly for 79 years for 16 million women to have their service during World War II recognized. And she does not view herself as a veteran. And, I tell her, ma'am, you served during wartime. I look at you as one. And she argues with me about it, but she's truly an amazing person. If you've not met May Cryer, definitely check out Honor Rosie, which is her page. She's got YouTube, Facebook, and we're streaming her podcast on more platforms as well. But at the end of the day, she's truly amazing, and I'm very honored to have met her, much less rode a tank with her. She drove the tank, my dad.
What, she drove the tank?
Yes, like, oh man, yes.
And she's like in her 90s driving a tank?
She was 97 and drove. Okay, let me explain.
Hold on. You need to back this truck up a minute. Back this tank up a minute.
That's so much harder than you think that would be.
I believe it.
Driving his tank.
I gotta get this dog off of me. He weighs.
Betty. I'm a lover, Mom.
He's a foster dog, and he's very weirded out by all the noise. It's free. He's scared of everything. But he wanted to get up here and see what I was like. See, look,
it's my hot dog. My daughter calls her hot dog, so she answers to it now. That's not her name.
Okay, well, now we have to hear the story. Now that I got the dog off of my lap,
we have to hear the story of Rosie the Riveter driving a tank. I want to hear this.
So that's why I told the first story first, of like how I first met Drive Tanks, and that was originally with that photo shoot, and then I came back, and they've been amazing. They do a lot with nonprofits. They're phenomenal to the veteran community. And Spencer Zonovich, a super cool dude. Riley is as well. And they're very knowledgeable, and they explain things to you so you don't feel like you're stupid when you're doing it, because you never know what the hell you're doing, because it's like 100-year-old piece of machinery. Like, how do I do this and not kill myself? But May saw all we did for Maggie. And because we've we wrote, because I wouldn't talk to her for the first 3 months because I didn't feel I deserved the interview because when I went to be presented for Miss Veteran America, a lot of the ladies, I got a lot of hate because I went to the UFC Hall of Fame the week before. And, you know, I thought I was trying to be like equal to them. And like, they were just like, no, bitch, like, know your place. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not like you guys. I'm evil and mangled and shit. Fuck off. But anyways, at the end of the day, you know, like they can be them. You know, I love my sisters and I love a lot of the ladies in the cohorts after, and some of the ones in mine. But, you know, at the end of the day, May saw like the pictures because, you know, we would send emails to each other after a while, and she came on the show. And she saw everything we were doing to get Maggie to the Ink Master. And she's like, and she never asks for anything. She is probably the most selfless person you'll ever meet in your entire life. And she literally came to me and she's like, you know, she called me and she's like, Brandi, I think I'd like to drive a tank. And I was just like, ma'am? And she's like, I think I'd like to drive a tank. And I was like, I'll make a call. And I'm like known as like the deal maker. And like, I don't know how I do it. It's a weird gift, but I love it because I never know where the hell it's going to take me. Sometimes it sucks, but at the end of the day, it's always an adventure. And so I reached out to Spencer and I was like, well, I have a deal for you. If we donated items for your war museum signed by May, because it's a sausage fashions motherfucker, and we need like chicks to be, you know, have their service recognized because during World War II, there was very many females that served in different capacities, you know, and she signed like the Norman Rockwell print. And she like, cause she makes the bandanas and she signs them. And we found out that her signatures go for wild amounts on eBay, by the way, like more than most celebrities. And she was very upset because she doesn't charge for her signatures, because she feels that, you know, she wants to empower and inspire people, and I'm here for it. And, so I was like, okay. And they agreed like so fast. I was like, you guys agreed very quickly. And I mean, it's not a cheap thing to go on a tank, right? Like a drive tank's like, a ride is like 500, which obviously fuel, and like to fire the assault course is like 3,500. Again, totally worth it. And definitely bring like your cams, but be careful with like your drones because like they have electric lines and like I think they have like a count of like over 20 or more at this point of like casualties. But she when she came down, so she's like, I'm gonna let you be my manager for a whole week. First of all, like I should have been warned more, like because May is an experience. Like she's literally like the female version of the Fawns. Literally, like women will run at her from like 50 directions. Like she has like crowds, like anywhere she goes. And so I was like, I'm gonna do Miss Veteran America on steroids, and we're gonna do all this stuff in 1 week. So in 1 week, she was inducted to a war history museum. She was given a key to the city of Uvalde, lapped and became the unofficial mayor for a day. She was in 4 newspapers, 2 magazines. We went to 3 schools. We raised funds for women veterans of post-traumatic stress. And she drove the tank assault course. And we did a few other events. I totally like forgot some of them, and now I feel kind of bad. But every day we were busy from sun up to sundown, and she never tired. She never wavered. I was dying, especially in Uvalde, because we were supposed to do like a story time reading at their library, which I thought was amazing. And I work I've worked with the kids there for different camps and things. And so they usually don't allow celebrities there. And so I'd ask, you know, would they consider doing, having May come visit and just read for story time? And they said, absolutely, love to have her. We expected 50 people and 500 people were waiting for her. And then when everyone found out she was in town, she literally kept getting caught. We couldn't go anywhere. Like, you know, at the bank, you know, the construction sites, like, I mean, she was just everywhere in the newspaper, and she, you know, she's never tired. And so the very next day we went to drive tanks, and I have a video of it too. It was hilarious because like, I was like, hey, Miss May, what are we going to do today? Oh, we're going to drive a tank. Like, she's all excited. And I was just like worried because I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's a felony to kill a national treasure, right? I was like, is there a hamster wall I can put her in? Like, I need insulation. This is giving me anxiety, right? Like, I don't want anything to happen. Like, you know, she's America's, like, you know, most metal grandmother. Like, no, like, she, you know, no, I can't, nothing can happen while she's with me. And so, yeah, going to drive tanks though, like she could, you know, she struggled to get in because she drove a Sherman, which is, you know, the where you drive is like the very front left corner on the below, and then like in the backs where like the turrets are, and it's more raised. And so, you know, and she's very petite, and you know, you gotta kind of crunch in there and crawl up, and it's not like, you know, fun. Like, I mean, I've seen many a bruised ass cheek on those things, especially with our other models. That was hilarious. But you know, she got in there, and it was funny because they told her, you know, oh, okay, you know, you can have you in the automatic one. And they thought she was going to go slow. Well, May is no spring chicken when it comes to that stuff. She still cuts her own grass, and she's 98. She drives like a Ford a pickup truck. You know, like she's just like, you know, you and me, and you would think that, you know, it's very different. No, it's not at all. So she guns it. So we had the photographer like walking behind us, and he thought she was going to go slow. He's literally running his Air Force PT-7. We're like, run, motherfucker, run! And so literally she drove over a 75-foot fucking pine. And I'm like, oh shit.
My gosh.
I was like, oh God. Like, and then like we had our suicide bomber survivor on the right, you know, and Maggie and I give each other a hard time. And all I see is Brush. I can't see her caregiver. I can't see Maggie. And I'm just like, hey, one-legged bitch, are you still on? And she's just like, I didn't even spill my beer. I'm like, bitch, why do you have a beer right now? And then May stops. I'm like, keep going. I didn't even see me. Maggie simply. She was fine. She had her leg dick majestically propped in the turret. She was fine. But, you know, it was hilarious.
And how many people can say, I rode around in a tank that was being driven by this amazing icon? That is so freaking cool.
Them's are bragging rights. Yep.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I made damn sure that was documented heavily. So I was like, I will treasure this always.
Exactly. So cool.
I told Drive Tanks they needed to put a sign on the tree because now it's a historical landmark, and they laughed. I was like, no, I'm serious. Like, her house was just surveyed. I'm not playing, bro. It's like, okay.
So you also have, and you've mentioned it a few times now, your calendar. So is the calendar now available for sale, or is it in pre-sale?
So the calendar is available for sale now. I was in the inaugural launch of the Women Veteran Calendar as well. I missed November, but I wanted to make sure that my sisters are taken care of first. And so I wanted to focus on that first. So it kind of came out like right at December, January time. And but I wanted it to be done right. And so the calendar is available now. So if you go to www.pinupnoir, calendar.com, you can get it like a normal calendar for your friend. If you're married, you don't want to be weird or whatever, your homies will thank you. Because we literally just went to Louisiana and I about died. I said, send the video, but one of the guys is married. I don't want to get him in trouble. But they didn't know because I was a speaker, and I don't really talk about the calendar. It's probably the most I've ever mentioned it at one time. And I always tend to forget. I never promote my own stuff. I'm not very good at that at all. And so, like, they didn't believe me, and I was just like, and I was giving it to the organizer, and she was trying to make a game out of it. She's like, you know, we'll just have it where you can give some away. And I was like, okay. And so they walked up, and they're like, what are you guys talking about? I'm like, we have to design the contest to give it away because you know, I gotta make the Marines work for it, man. Like, you know, like I want to be entertained also, you know. But it was funny, like their reactions was freaking hilarious. Oh, say, can you sing? He's all singing it and shit. I was like, I cannot with you all motherfuckers right now. But like, it was, I was dying. But at the end of the day, I wanted to do something. So it sounds odd, but I wanted to have something to remember my legs by. I wanted to do one calendar that was a bit out of my like the normal things I do. It's a bit more risque, but it's not, you know, nothing showing, of course. However, it is spicy. I will warn everybody. But your bros will give you a swift high five. I can tell you that. As I'm being told that, and I put on there sealed with a kiss because I thought it was hilarious. Like one of the girls, when she was in the Pin Up for Vets calendar from Miss Veteran America, oh, I will give the little people, I'll sign your art. You know, you can pay me to sign it. I was just like, I thought it was the most ridiculous thing ever. Because I was like, first of all, you look like you had a shit in that picture. And second of all, like, I wish you were in a month. You weren't the whole calendar. Like, the fuck? Like, anyways. But at the end of it, like, I was like, you know, I'll do a seal with a kiss. So it's not just, I'm charging for the autograph. You know, and overwhelmingly everyone has picked that. I'm like, I'm running out of lipstick. Fuck. Like,
yeah, but that's a cool idea. Neat.
Yeah. Well, I put like a little bit of vinyl on it, you know, and I sign between the lips. But I find that I can't watch rhyme song videos because it looks like I'm doing something else. I'm like, God damn it. I can't watch certain videos I found. I decided to like make like a meme with like different lips, like, you know, drunk kiss, like I think one of them was like American Pie or like different ones, like just being a smart ass.
Cool.
Because you can't make a lip print the same twice, I've found. Like, it's quite impossible. Even if you did it perfect, like, no, it's never going to look the same.
No, never again. Cool. Man, you are busy. You are crazy busy.
Yeah. and I'm getting bodied by May. So I tell May that. Like, she's on ABC, CNN, CBS, PBS, People, and Good Morning America just this week. And there's probably other articles. And she thinks she like picked up 5 more interviews because all of she's accepting the Congressional Gold Medal on behalf of all the Rosies they voted. I guess I don't know how that works, but they all decided that they would want her to accept it on their behalf, and then it's immediately going in the Smithsonian. They're not getting to keep it. I thought it was kind of messed up with the Norman Rockwell war poster, considering that they've been getting hoed by dudes this whole time. Like, literally, like, males own copyrights on all of their stuff, including that Norman Rockwell image. And when they went to get the Congressional Gold Medal, they would not allow them to put that image that made them so well known on that coin. They had to come up with some.
So,
we lost some verbiage.
Yeah. Are you still there, Brandi?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. All right, you dropped off for a second.
Yeah, so basically, like, when they were making the coin, so they actually had to go to the Franklin Mint to have it like struck, like really literally struck.
Right.
They would not allow them to use the Rosie the Riveter image at all. So it's like,
and that was just
it's not money.
And it's just for a copyright infringement or something, huh?
Yeah,
that's like, fucking bullshit.
I'm like, how do you I know how that's happened. That's happened to me before. Thanks, Soldier Girl. Anyways.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Yeah, if you look back far enough and you see the best photo shoot, you're gonna say, "Holy shit, that's Brandi." Yes, it is.
Yay.
Yes, I got copyrighted for wrong face. So I was like, like, what the fuck? So I know the feeling. I'm just a little bit salty. Sorry.
Like, motherfucker, it's my face. I grew it myself.
Like the actual fuck. Like, how do you feel when you find out your own shit has been copyrighted? I can't explain that in words. Like what the heck? This is a thing? Yes, it is actually.
Wow.
Oh.
And fun fact, the very first Rosie image was by Westinghouse, and it was not a Rosie, it was his typist.
Oh, okay.
It's a little Rosie trivia for you guys.
Oh,
and Rosie trivia.
So that Rosie the Riveter found, I guess it's some sort of foundation, or is it a group, or like? There's
a trust and there's an association.
Okay.
And then there's Rosies that kind of operate more independently for their legacy. There's a lot of different organizations out there. There's actually an amazing documentary about the Black Rosies, the 600,000 Black Rosies that served during World War II. And the Rosie number is not exact because of the fact that many women did not consider themselves Rosies. Like we as service members, as females, don't consider ourselves like true veterans if we didn't deploy. A lot of them they were like, well, I didn't work on planes during World War II. Well, if you worked in a shipyard, you know,
right.
if
or you
did
built tanks
made tires or anything that supported the war, you were considered a Rosie. But many did not know that. So like many years after their passing, or they're finding out now. But Invisible Warriors was created. It was a documentary by a historian, Dr. Gregory Cook, and it's actually about their legacy. And a lot of the photos I had never even found, and I actively tried to find photos. And so if you watch the Honor Rosie, that's actually one of the podcasts where they talk about it and they show some of the photos. So I definitely would recommend anyone that might be interested to check out May's podcast, Breaking Barriers with May Cryer.
Do they have like an estimate as to how many are left? I know that's kind of like that at that age, like
not many.
Yeah, I know we lose like so many World War II veterans a day, and I don't remember the number now, but it's a lot. And I have to imagine that, you know, all the women that age are passing away just as quickly. You know, when you're in your late 90s, that
yeah.
You know.
Well, the Rosies are resilient because May's actually she will be, I believe, the baby of all of them, or she's going to be one of the youngest. Like some of them are 102, 104.
Right.
So I mean, like even like the Black Rosie the Riveter poster that they did, she did it when she was 85, and she looks like a solid 40. I'm like, man, like, I would not have been ready for the Rosies in their prime. Like I'm getting whipped by 98-year-old one. And I'm not ashamed to admit that.
Right.
That's what I would say about my grandfather. He served during World War II, and like I mentioned while we were talking before we came on, we unfortunately lost him in 2020. And he would have been 101 this year. And I remember having many discussions with him about the fact that, all the men he served with that were his age were all pretty much gone before him, and we were like, planning the funeral stuff and trying to get in touch with some of his old Air Force buddies. And we just couldn't because they were already gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're slowly losing all our World War II vets.
And the reason that I actively convinced May to create her podcast is that I realized that we as women have forgotten like their history in their lifetime. And what better resource than to hear it from the horse's mouth, to hear it from people that truly were there, and they can say that they were these people, that they did do X or Y during World War II. And right now, like, we are losing, unfortunately, many of these veterans or people that did serve during World War II. And so, and even Vietnam, really, like a lot of the World War II events, they're bringing Vietnam veterans to them because they can't fill the spaces.
Right.
Because they can't travel. Like, May is one of the last traveling Rosies, and that's why she actively advocates, because a lot of her sisters are homebound or they're on oxygen and it's difficult for them to speak in a way that would be easy for them to do like a public forum or an event. And it's challenging. And I understand that myself as having a triple limb salvage, as much as I like to convince myself I'm handy capable, and it's fairly true, I still have 1 of 3 arteries. So, it's not like I get to walk around on some amazing robotic legs, which also can be a bit overrated, because when Maggie was flying with when we were flying to Florida to get her tattooed, her prosthetic actually malfunctioned in flight and she couldn't get it off.
Wow.
The release valve broke. And so I felt, and I was a medic, like we used to do all kinds of stuff, but I felt so helpless because I had nothing to cut her out of it. And so as soon as the cabin pressurized, her leg immediately swelled. And, we had to descend. We almost had to land, had we not somehow moisten the neoprene sleeve, it wouldn't, I don't know how, I think, and then I had to carry it through 2 airports. It was like 60-pound leg. Like, that's not fucking weird at all in the airport. I'm just like, and Maggie's like half a mile ahead of me, and I'm slow as shit. And I'm just like, oh, yep, that's my fucking, and they're looking at both of my legs with the other leg. I'm like, you should see what happened to the other guy.
Right. Wheeling around with the third leg.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That sounds dirty. Yeah. Well, I think it's great what you're doing, and I think it's great that you're encouraging someone like her to do those things, because if you look back even 10 years ago, the word coming out of the mouth of the women veterans was just not there like it is today. And to hear their stories, it reflects greatly upon how far we've come, but how much they did in order for us to get where we're at now. Because we're on podcasts, or we're on, WTF Nation Radio, and we're speaking our truth, and we're talking about the PTSD that women have and the MST that women have suffered from being in the military. I have a daughter that's currently active duty in the Coast Guard, and I want things to be better for her, and I want things to be better for maybe one day my granddaughter who might want to join. And without these stories from these World War II veterans and Korea and Vietnam and these other women that served, we don't get that big oomph of, hey, they came before us, they paved the road for us, look how far we've come. So I really appreciate everything that you're doing. I'm obsessed with you already. I've added you on all my socials. Yeah. We're friends now. I didn't know if you knew that or not, but we're besties.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. We can be weird together. Yes.
Yeah. And if you're Texas local.
Yep. I'm Texas. I'm in San Antonio. I may or may not be going.
We are 20 minutes away from each other. I am in New Braunfels.
This sounds like a party that needs to happen.
Yes. So also, fun fact, do you know that May Crier actually totally took over Grunt Style? Probably the only time a chick is literally dead ass taking it over.
Nice.
I literally watched all their head honchos, the big old dicks walking around. He's a brother. At the end of the day, he got bodied by 50 chicks trying to get to her from all angles.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
I'm just like, I wish I had a fucking video of it that day. But I was, and she was, she was giving him a bit of a hard time because, she didn't like how they were treating me. So she kept name dropping me in their interview. I was like, hey, stop. I was like, they're not going to be able to edit that shit out at all. Like, you said it. And I was like, you're fucking with them on purpose. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about advocating. And it was amazing to see the women. I mean, women were literally coming up to her, and they had this amazing, like, mural that it's not on their floor of Rosie the Riveter. Like, it's like black and gray with like you know, the trench knives, like the Nazi helmets. It's really cool. Like, it's badass. And she's standing right in front of it. And like, all these people are just running to her. The CEO of Gruntstyle came out because I was giving him a hard time. Like, the month before, we'd been there for a documentary with our podcast about unknown trailblazers in Black military history. So we had Triple Nickel Smoke Jumpers there. And so they were very generous, and they let us use their sex dungeon, which is their studio name. Yes, and that is what it's called. And it definitely looks like Uncle Bad Touch's basement. It does totally look like Uncle Bad Touch's basement. I said what I said. It's not finished. The studio is badass. But it's like, you know, there's a lot of empty space. It looks weird as shit. But I mean, it's amazing inside of it. And so, yeah.
I'm looking around. I'm in my basement in my bunker. And I'm like looking around. I'm like, you know, I could fix this place up a little bit.
no, there's like nothing outside of the studio. It's like unfinished. You're like, oh, I'm getting abducted down here. But no, no, just jokes. But no, I give him a hard time because I was like, because I'm very protective of things that May signs that I give to people, and we had gifted it as appreciation. And so when I came back, I had asked, you know, hey, where's I don't see May's signed print because she had done like a signed Norman Rockwell print. She was Rosie the Riveter, May Cryer. And they didn't know where it was. And I was like, when we come back, I fully expect to see that shit waiting for her. Otherwise, I'm going to ask her. Or she's going to ask you because she knows it's here. Mm-hmm. And like the CEO came down with that shit in his hand. I was like,
okay, there you go.
We can do it, motherfuckers. No, but no, it really was about helping people. And I love just seeing the women and the impact that she had, you know, and she really, truly means so much to so many. And I was very thankful that she'd come down to Texas because she said she'd never been to Texas and she wanted to see what it was like to be a cowgirl. So we got to be cowgirls the whole week. I made her like a Rosie the Riveter cowgirl hat with the RR brand on it. From Jim's Hat Shop, Herb's Hat Shop, and then like I put like the bandana on it, like on like the brim. I went all out. Like I was like, oh, this is gonna be like the most adventurous week ever. She had never had Mexican food, so we had quesadillas, and she's like, we went to Alamo Cafe, you know, so you gotta go there. Awesome. Yes, and so she was like, cheers, and so like she like, you know, like a little quesadilla cheers. I'm like, I'm gonna treasure these moments forever.
Well, I used to run a store out in Green, and I have some pretty cool Rosie the Riveter swag that I literally just have extras of from when I worked there that I had bought. Okay. I will pass them on to you so that you can get them to her. I would love for her to have them.
Do you know how much Rosie the Riveter stuff she has in her house?
It's just one thing. Well, it's a little bobblehead.
Well, I'll give it to her. Not a problem. I would love for her to have it. I have something for you as well. She sends me stuff all the time. Like she's extremely selfless, you know, and she'll say, "Hey, Brie," because she knows that, you know, I give them to people that, you know, I feel are, you know, they embody, like it's like the May Award, I guess, the Rose. Like it's my unofficial one. And so, like, you know, like, you know, what do you need, Brandi? And I was like, no, Miss May, like, you know, I appreciate everything you send me, but, you know, whatever you want to send, but you don't need to send me anything, you know. And just, and I get like a box, and it's adorable because it's like her face on it. Like it's Rosie the Riveter is her label. I'm like, that is the cutest thing ever. So I'm like, I'm gonna like, take pictures of it. So she like sends, like, she's had my daughter a box. I'm like, you could literally make a museum with the shit you have, and she's 9. Yeah. Like she still gives me shit about Mark Coleman as my boyfriend because she decided I didn't date enough, so she assigned me a boyfriend. I was like, that's not how that works. Like, so like even to this day, like out of nowhere, Mark Coleman's your boyfriend. I'm like, no, he has options. Like he was a guest one time. She's not let me forget that shit. I don't know why. Out of all my guests, out of all like the fighters and the wrestlers and athletes,
that's the one that stuck.
That's the one. I'm like, really? It has to be Mark, really?
Oh my goodness.
But that was actually pretty funny too at the UFC Hall of Fame. It was because I actually felt the most accepted when I went to the UFC Hall of Fame induction for Kevin Randleman in 2020 that they held in 2021. And George actually trained Kevin Randleman and Mark Coleman. He was his coach to him and Pat Miletich. And George didn't tell me any of this, so he's like slick about it. He's like, do you want to go to Vegas like in a week? And I was like, I have like what day? And he's like, like, that's like kind of short notice. Got a babysitter. That sucks. And like, he's like, it's like a Wednesday. I'm like, bro, like it's a Wednesday. And he's just like, yeah. I was like, what is it for? And he's like, oh, just the UFC Hall of Fame. Like, no, it wasn't shit. I was like, oh fuck, let me call a babysitter. And
Right?
you know,
Yeah. You
I
got a
got to-
babysitter for
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I got to meet Johnny Bones. He was arrested about an hour after that, and all over TMZ.
Whoa.
But yeah, that was that when he got arrested. That I was there. When he got arrested, I was there like when he was at the after parties, and like I met him. And then Dustin Poirier, like that dude is amazing. He's an awesome humanitarian. Like what he did for his advocacy, like he literally raised $500,000 by selling a pair of his bloody fight shorts when Conor McGregor snapped his leg, like in the ring with him. And Conor was the one that bought them.
And he bought them?
Sweaty, nut-soaked shorts. Yeah, that happened.
Oh,
that's crazy.
And I had lipstick on my teeth when I took my picture with him. And he's like the chillest dude. He's just at the bar outside the VIP. Like he didn't even want to go in. And like had Anton not seen him, I wouldn't have even noticed him because he just looks like a regular guy. He's kind of got this like all-knowing smirk on his face. You know, and as we're talking, you know, I mean, I was like, you know, what advice do you have? Because I'm doing this for America. Like I don't do well in public with my leg and people calling me a monster and a freak. Like I'm going to freak out on stage. You know, and he gave me a lot of great advice. And Boss Rudin was there. That dude's a fucking legend. Like, you know, all these people were talking to me, and I was like having a low-grade panic attack. So I was waiting for like the pitchfork and the torches from the villagers. You know, and I was like, I remember asking George, I'm like, bro, like, what happens if someone calls me a freak out here, dude? And he's like, I will kill them. Like, he was like very matter of fact about this. And you know, it was amazing that how accepting the UFC was of scars. And it's stupid now thinking about it, but I'm very heavily scarred, and unfortunately there is a double standard when it comes to that, where, you know, males it's more handsome, females it's like hide that shit because like damn. And you know, and I was like, that's unfair double standard. And so for me, like what I do is I'll actually lace the leg vagina. Like I'll actually make like a corset piercing and I'll lace it. And I've like freaked people all the way the hell out on TikTok when I do like the remover and I just rip it off because they think my leg's going back together. And they have like they have like mermaid conspiracy theories. I was like, fuck you guys, dude. Like there's like all these other languages. I'm like, I'm not even translating. Fuck this. Like, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, people my leg still freaks people all the way the hell out, you know, because it goes bone deep. And you know, like it was just a skill of my surgeon. You know, everyone in the US has said, you know, had you been here, that shit would have got cut off. Yep. Like we would not have tried to salvage it. You know, and they didn't even know what a wound vac was. Like they had to explain to them, and they had to have it sent from Balad when I had necrotizing fasciitis, and like because literally you could smell it. Like it was like some shit in Hostel is the best way I could explain it. Like Hostel too, that dude. Like but worse. And I was rotting, and like they just let me chill like that. I could like have my leg like, you know, the muscles serrated and like folded over like demented steaks. And you know, it was horrible experience all the way around, but they didn't explain to them that I had to be unconscious to change out the sponge that's attached to my bones. And so, yeah, your soul leaving your body is definitely understatement of that pain. Yeah, not enough morphine in the world.
No, I don't imagine so.
No, definitely not. No. Well, thank you so much for coming on and giving us all this amazing information about everything amazing that you do. I am just, like I said, I might have me a little girl crush. I like boys, but I got me a little girl crush going on.
Hey, everyone needs to have a girl crush or a shero in her life. Mine is Miss Venable, but my cane is broke dick as fuck right now. That's all that's left of it. Pretty fucking sad. I gotta go to the White House, like all like the fuck, like I need the rest of my cane, motherfuckers. $700. Thanks. I got to wear it once.
Radar went ahead, and if you guys check the chats, there's a link for her podcast, a link for the calendar, and a link for her Instagram.
Right. Please
feel free to follow and listen to more Brandi. She's freaking amazing. I just love you. I love having you on.
How often do you drop podcasts?
I usually do. I try to do once a week. If I can, I usually do Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central Standard. I do use StreamYard, so I'm on VRS. I'm on Rev Nation, our podcast, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I think we do like LinkedIn and some others as well. But I truly try to be an advocate that I would want to see, because I truly believe the whole be the change you want to see bullshit that everyone tries to sell but doesn't. And I truly mean that. And so if people have questions, if you know you need information, If, you have claim questions, you need to get connected somewhere, you want to talk about your nonprofit, if you just are curious, reach out. I'm always happy to help other people. As much as I want to say there's no such thing as a stupid question. I've worked with Marines for quite a long time.
Oh,
so
there is.
by the end of the day, I'll help anyways.
There's stupid questions. Still bullshit. But
That's fair. I have integrity. I won't lie here. Also, yay, titty tongs. Look, there's no bra.
There you go.
There you go.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Sorry. This is a frontless, backless, strapless bra that just MacGyvered before here. I'm pretty excited right now.
Nice.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. If I had boobies, I'd want one, but I just don't have boobies.
It ups at 2 cup sizes. That's why I was here. That's why it looks
Good
better.
Lord, maybe I need to get one of those.
That's what I said. And it's metal too. And you
Barely
can
an
switch
A
the pad.
here. Maybe I need me a.
That's what I'm saying. So it pushes it together, pushes it up
Woohoo!
together. But there's no band. There's no band on the sides, so you don't get that weird back bulge and shit.
Crazy. Okay, you're gonna have to fill me in offline about that bad boy.
For sure. X. But yeah, absolutely, guys. Please reach out. I'm happy to help. With what I'm able to do, and I'm always happy to come back on. Thanks for having me tonight. Hopefully, I didn't give everyone trauma. It wasn't my
no,
no,
girl, you got to watch the rest of our shows. This is no more traumatic than most of them. Promise.
We're all about the trauma, girl.
Yeah.
Yes, I knew I was in the right place.
Yes, we have found our people.
That's right.
That's what it's about. It's creating your own community.
There you go.
Well, the best part is our communities bounce back and forth. You know what I mean? So it's great. I love having people on who I'm not gonna say do what we do, but we can relate and have a great conversation, and it's so fun. And I really do, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you so much for coming on and spending some of your time with us tonight. And it's been great. It's been fantastic. It's been
great. I've had a great time. I really appreciate it.
Yep. So we're gonna cut to break. Brandi, do you got anything else for the good of the group you want to pass out quick?
Just really, be your own best advocate. It's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to suffer in silence. If you need information, if you need to reach out. I'm weird as shit. I make up on and stuff, but at the end of the day, I don't try to misrepresent myself and say that I'm perfectly normal and I recovered, because no one would survive hospital and be fucking normal after that. But you can do the best with what you have left, and you've earned that right.
Oh,
well put.
Yeah,
well put.
All right, well, we're going to cut to break. Thank you again so much for coming. And to everyone else, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Shots.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Don't cry for me, sweet just running from the pain in my heart. Into the arms of another, and for a while she made me feel alright. But in a crazy blunder, your love took me back under. Now I'm tied to those shackles and chains. Said don't cry for me, stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always draw me near. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. 10 years' time it took me to unwind, and now I'm right back from where it began. How old will I be when you finally set me free, and the sun shines on my heart again? Said don't cry for me, sweet Annalie. You know you're the keeper of my stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always draw me near. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart.
Hey, everybody, we back.
We back.
Oh, that was great. Brandi was amazing. Really appreciate her.
She's fun. She's fun.
Yeah, that was fun. Hold on. Phil sent me a thing. I bet he sent it to me.
Okay, let's see what. Yeah, I said radar. Check your DMs.
See where he sent it.
Oh.
I bet he sent it to my radar page. Yep. Oh, the first Cav confirms death of Fort Cavasso soldier.
Oh, man.
Oh, that sucks. This is not too far out for being first Cav, I guess. First Cav on Wednesday announced the loss of Private First Class Keyshawn X. Crumidi, Crumidy, 25, passed away March 11th. Supply specialist with the 15th Brigade Support Battalion, 2nd Brigade Combat Team. No additional. He was just, they just kind of go through. He entered active duty service in 2023. Public affairs says they're working with authorities to help an ongoing investigation by the Department of the Army and the Army CID. No additional information is available this time. That sucks.
Damn.
That sucks, dude. fucking, I don't know. I hate when it's like so vague like that.
Yeah, because you don't know if it's like a training thing or
Yep,
an accident or some kind of crazy shit. that went down.
Self-inflicted or some shit like that. Yeah, you just
Yeah.
don't know. Like, it could be fucking anything. Like, that sucks though.
Yeah, that sucks.
Especially for being so young. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
So.
Ugh.
But I mean, like, I don't know. I hate saying that. Like, it is what it is, but I don't know. I just wish that part of me wants to save everybody, and part of me realizes you can't save anybody, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I get it.
but it is what it is. Just a way to end the night, I guess. Poor guy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything more. So Phil sends me a lot, and he sends it to my radar page, and I fucking don't get like notifications for that. So like on Messenger, like, you know, I have like me, and then I have my radar page, and then I have the Smoke Pit page. Yeah, and it does. I don't get notifications from like the Smoke Pit page or my radar page. I just get them from my personal one, and which I don't know. I'm kind of glad I don't, because we're attached to the radio page too, right? And so I know that they get messages like all time, day and night. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I don't want to have my phone going off at 3 a.m. that I'm getting, you know what I mean? Because someone's mentioned the radio page. But I wish I'd get like my radar and my Smoke Pit messages, but it's what it is.
You have to set an alarm on your phone.
Yeah.
And your brain can be crazy like mine.
Yeah. No. Oh, speaking of setting, I have to be at the VA like super early tomorrow.
Oh no.
So they're giving me like this weird
facial super early tomorrow.
I feel bad having these conversations. I've talked to someone who literally just almost lost like 3 of their limbs. But
yeah.
I have to go in and get like this weird. So this is my last hope before a knee replacement. They're going to go in and they're going to like take some of my blood and like spin it around and then throw it back in my knee. So I got to do that tomorrow. So.
Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I guess but I got to be there early for them to take like quite a bit of blood, apparently. I don't know.
Are you fasting tonight?
No.
Well, because sometimes they make you do a fasting blood draws.
No, it's not, but they're drawing the blood to like re-put it back in me. And they're not doing
yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. They didn't make it like fasting.
You're missing all these hot posts that you could use for the show. I am. Maybe I just need to get better at just checking it.
We still wouldn't use them.
We might. I would still. Hey, I fucking.
We'd be organized.
What I check it like, I don't know. Then he tells me to check it, and then he sends me like I don't know. Some of these Dr. Dre says he had 3 strokes. I love Dr. Dre. Yeah, Cheech and Chong returned for one last movie. See, I would love to have some shit like that, but it's from like 2 weeks ago because I'm not smart enough to check my shit.
I'll start sending you like on Tuesday nights. I'll be like, check your shit, dude.
Yeah, check my shit from Phil because he's gonna give me some shit for the show.
Yeah, check Phil's shit.
I'm just bad at that. I'm just bad at fucking being part of this whole organization. I'm just bad at my job.
No,
I am. I am.
No,
I didn't even have.
You do great for what we do. It works for us.
Because I didn't even have my fucking I didn't even have like a proper scene until like halfway through our interview with our guest. So don't tell me I'm good at my fucking job.
You did wonderful.
It was fine. She was great.
Too organized.
That's the thing though. That's the thing though. I look at these when we have our guests on. They're so amazing. She was great. It doesn't matter. Like you could see her a week. You could see us. It was a good scene. It was good.
There you go. Exactly.
It didn't need to be perfect when you have someone who's actually just good at things.
And you know, we're so goddamn attractive that if everything else was on point, people would just be intimidated 24/7 by us. So I'm just saying. You got to screw up somewhere.
That is true.
God made this wonderful, so we can't be perfect at all the other shit.
You're making your camera go batshit again.
I know it's all. Look at it.
Oh shit. But yeah, no, it's good. It's good. We're finally getting to where we're getting shit figured out, and I love it. So
Exactly.
but anyway, so but we were talking about new jobs. So my new job is still going to be daytime hours, so I don't have to adjust fire on this. So
Well, that's good.
Yep.
Yay.
so yeah, it's going to be fantastic.
Woohoo.
I'm super stoked. So, but anyway, we should probably put a fork in this bee.
Yeah.
So
Since you've got to be up early for the VA, and I've got to be up early to get a facial.
Yeah. God, they could be taken a lot of ways.
I know. I just thought about that as I said it, and you took that little pause. I thought, did that come out wrong? Yeah, a little bit, but that's okay. I'm cool with it.
Oh shit. So anyway, yeah, let's put a fork in this bee. We have a guest next week. Actually, we're getting to that season where we have a bunch of guests, and I just had that son of a bitch pulled up. Do you want to pull up do you have the?
I have who the guests are. I don't have any extra information on our guest because I was so focused on this week's guest that I didn't look towards next week's guest yet. But I do have names. We do have a guest next week. His name is Daniel White. Do you have the information on him somewhere? Because I don't know why I can't get it to pull up. I feel awful.
I just got the email. Let me look at my email.
All right. You look at your email. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the one that I found is not the one that we're interviewing.
I just have his contact information. I don't have an actual I don't have an actual like bio on him.
Well, then everybody be prepared to be surprised.
That's surprising.
The only Dan White I'm finding is the guy that was the killer of the San Francisco mayor. The Harvey Milk murderer. So I don't think that's him. So pretty sure that's not the right guy. But we do have a guest next week.
Yes. I am just fucking bad at I'm just bad at this whole thing.
We're both bad at it this week because I knew we had somebody and I didn't do all the research because I was busy doing the other research. So, but yeah, you guys will find out and it'll be great. It'll be wonderful.
Hopefully hopefully someone who's better at our job than we are we'll
get it worked out.
Anyway.
And next week, CQ has a pre-recorded interview with a guest, Jason Font. And I do have his information. He grew up just outside of Chicago. He was a talented athlete and became a professional baseball player. He could have become a professional baseball player, apparently. But he decided to pursue acting. He makes professional debut in Power Rangers Time Force. I don't know how long ago that was, but yeah, so he does have a pre-recorded guest next week on Pop Culture Warrior.
Found it. Dan Wesley White is a new singer-songwriter from Del Rio, Texas. He is a U.S. Army veteran and was a member of the Army Band. After leaving the military, he returned to school to get a teaching degree and now teaches music in South Texas. He has several songs on Spotify and Apple Music, which showcase his writing and singing skills. He blends country with Tex-Mex, Texas swing, and rock influences. He is an advocate for veteran suicide awareness and wrote the song 22 to make the subject more mainstream to help vets and their families. And he will be our guest tomorrow or next week. And I will see about downloading some of his music so he can play that in. That'd be great.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So that is our guest next week, Dan Wesley White. So not the person who shot Harvey Milk. That different.
No, not the same person at all. Meh.
See, this is what I mean. If I was better at my job, I would have prepared this, but I am not better at my job, and so it takes me to do it like in the middle of the show.
But that's all right. We
Maybe
found
someday.
it and we're good.
Yeah, but I'm excited for him to be on because that's for a couple of reasons. One, I love musicians. I really do.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
And secondly, I've never actually met and talked to somebody who was in the band.
Oh, my ex-sister-in-law was in the Army band.
Okay. I always see them. I always see people who are in the band, but I've never actually talked to somebody. So I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, they're pretty cool people.
I imagine they're just, I imagine they're fine people. I don't imagine they're like, oh, I'm the band. But
well, I always thought, like, until I met my sister-in-law,
mm-hmm.
I thought, oh, well, Army band people or military band people are like high school band people. They're like band geeks, but they're really not. They're totally not the same. They're awesome people.
I actually factually thought that it was like something like you did like for color guard. Like, I don't know if you ever did color guard or not, but it's like an additional duty.
An extra duty.
Yeah, I thought the band was like that for a long, like at least like the company band or battalion level band stuff like that. No, I didn't realize that it was a whole separate MOS, and that's like all you do is be in the band. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's what my ex-sister-in-law did. Yep, that's husband number 3 sister. Just so you guys are clear on which.
For those keeping track at home, hey, thanks for hanging out, Eric. Yeah, thanks for everything you do for us, buddy. Thanks for catching one of these. Catch more. And you'll find people you'll find people who are better at this job than we are. At least I am. They're more prepared than I am. Anyway,
hey, we like what we do.
Yeah, and it's more organic. I love that term. We'll just say it's more organic.
We are definitely fly by the seat of your pants kind of folks.
Yes. So anyway, we have a guest next week. You went over the other guest, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So you've been listening to The Smoke Pit with her, TZ, and me, Radar. We are here every Wednesday night. Right here, we start at 6 p.m. Mountain, so it's 7 Central and 8 Pacific. Every Wednesday right here. We have shows several nights a week. We get so close to doing 6, and then we have something drop off. But let's see. But tomorrow night is Sergeant's Time with Ice and Spanky. They'll be talking about all things sergeanting, big Army, National Guard, Reserves, retirees, things that are affecting the force. They will be talking about. It's a great show. Happens every Thursday. Every other Friday is Friday Night Freedom with Kaz and Pookie. Or Cause, anyway.
They are on the schedule for this Friday.
They are this Friday. They will be here. They have a very eclectic, fun show. They are on every other Friday, and it is great. Saturday is a day of no Spanky activities. We will be taking time off to hang out with our families and encourage you to do the same. Enjoy your weekend, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, and come back to us on Sunday night, which is the sports bar with the actual King Smith and Coach. They'll be talking about, I imagine it's going to be March Madness, baby. They got the brackets come out. I think all the stuff starts soon, and they are just chomping at the bit for some stuff, men's and women's. I guess this year the women's is almost more competitive than the men's. It will be fun to see. I know the University of Iowa with Caitlin Clark is putting things on fire. And so that would be fun to watch. And then Monday nights, the Athlete Monday edition. It's in the edition that happens every Monday. With Ice and Massey, they'll be talking about current events, fun things that are happening around the world today and yesterday and tomorrow. And then Tuesday night is Pop Culture Warrior with CQ with his pre-recorded guest. And they'll be talking about all kinds of fun shit, Pop Culture Warrior stuff, like on my shirt. Video games, comic books, Marvel movies, anything pop culture, music. They'll bring it to you. It's a great show. And then we'll be back here next Wednesday, right here with our guest.
Yes.
So, yeah, it'll be a great time. So, but it is 20:30 my time, and I gotta be up early. You gotta be up early, so I think we're gonna call it a night.
Yeah. We're going to call it something.
Just don't call me late for dinner. But we will, let's see, what should we, just listen to Humbletown. Yeah, we'll go. How about we do some Darien Lee? How about we do that for
Oh,
our
yeah, some
outro?
Darien.
Yeah, it's been a minute since
I'm
we've.
hoping to go and be able to see her when I'm in and when I go to Tennessee in April.
Yes.
I'm gonna look at her schedule, and if she's playing somewhere in Nashville that the weekend that I'm there, I'm gonna go and see her hopefully. So might have some pictures.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be fantastic. So
Yeah.
she was our guest. What? Almost. God damn, almost a year ago now, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
9-10 months.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
So yeah, she's great. She's great.
sure.
So, but yeah, singer songwriter out of Nashville. So, but I will. Her song "Blame It on Me" will be our outro. So I appreciate everybody showing up tonight, and we will see you next week. Shots.
See you next week, guys. Bye.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
Tear down every wall. Light it up, watch it fall. Boy, you're getting good at making me feel like nothing at all. And you're telling me now that everything's all my fault. You can blame it on me. Blame it on me. Drive out past that county line. Look at the